everyone, and welcome. I know, they're really nice. Hello, everyone. Now put your shirt back on. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 28. Will you please stop interrupting me with Caitlin's movies? You know, after the show.
On them photos.
Anyway, hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 28 of the Weekly Wrestling Show. Hashtag Total Marker. On this week's episode, we'll be covering the main storyline to WWE, and then we'll take a look at the week's wrestling headlines. Also on the show, we'll be responding to your requests in Dad's You Get It Rich! And we'll grab our textbooks and take some notes as we sit down for Professor Djismie's lecture in Djismie Stats.
I'm back.
Yeah, so let's meet this week's panel.
Yeah, he's back.
Some say that this man is so geek that his family doctor lives in a TARDIS, and that is the only... and that he is the only non-mutant that can use Cerebro. It's Geek King. How you doing, Geek?
I'm cool, man. I'm cool.
Awesome stuff. I'm back from the hashtag Total Mark promotion tour. He was in the valleys.
Yeah.
Of Stanley. Yes. He is a man who's so far in the past he just bought tickets for WrestleMania 3. It's Erik Djismie!
That's not very nice.
And I am the only Mr. No Days. And I am the only Mr. No Days Off. Steve John, say 1-3.
We'll suspend them. Hashtag one day.
And we thank you for joining us on Blim TV and YouTube. So without further ado, let's dive right into scripts and spots as we take a look at this week's... It's because I scripted it again, isn't it? Well, the thing is, I script it, you don't do it. I don't script it, you don't do it.
You're not giving me a heads up on what we're doing. You don't have to script me, though. This is the problem we had yesterday when we were recording Shout.
So the next segment is this week's Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Saturday Morning Slam, Superstars, and the main event recap.
Oh, so it's the recap!
Yes, Dan. It's the recap. Well done. Thank you for rolling us into the jingle there with absolutely no hesitation whatsoever. So, WWE television for
time for hashtag Shout. Roll jingle.
Shout doesn't have a jingle, it has an opening video. You just wasted possibly 40 seconds of anyone's time.
That's fine. Because
it's funny because you guys don't have to edit it.
If they are real fans,
is that what happened?
If they are if they were real fans, they would want to hear us more.
Okay, so on so far, what we
hashtag 3-hour special.
So what we've had
on your computer screen soon.
What we've had so far is our video twice, Shout, and WWE recap.
I had another return.
Yes, you had another return, but that doesn't require a jingle.
So you fucking it should though, and you should re-edit all the other shows.
I will strip you of your jingle invoking privileges.
You can't.
I can't.
You don't know how to do it in the first place.
This is my
Last
jingle.
time, you guys blew up the jingle machine.
This is
I had to rebuild it by hand.
I've got my own jingle.
It's time.
Yeah, you play it often.
It's the machine.
So, WWE television.
All right.
Let's
talk about what happened on WWE TV. NXT.
Yeah.
It was really good again. Moving on.
Well, we talked about last week's NXT.
All right. NXT was really good. I haven't watched this week, so that's why, because it was on last night. It was only last night, and I was busy blogging, and that blog will come to you via geekking.tumblr.com.
I was on my
I haven't finished blogging!
I was wanting to talk about something.
geekking.tumblr.com/single-minded.
And I haven't seen it because I was on my EastEnders catch-up. Hashtag Letitia Dean.
Hashtag Let's Begin!
Hey!
She does. She got a fucking square nose and a fat face and fat arse and a fat legs and a fat stomach.
Well, at least Denny now knows what happened to his dad, that he got stabbed in the street and he wasn't a hero.
Denny Craig?
Hero. No.
So NXT, all this happened on NXT, by the way.
Yes.
NXT, the more contender for the NXT World Championship, apparently.
Yes.
Of course, the ultimate heel, Dirty Dan.
Is Michael McGillicuddy. And, apparently because he beat someone once and was given the chance. I beat Tyson Kidd 3 weeks ago.
Do you bank on the kid?
I do bank on the kid. I like the kid. I'm a fan of McGillicuddy as well. He needs something extra to push him over the edge. And they promoted the CM Punk review on this week's. Okay, next SMS Saturday Morning Slam. What did we learn this week on Saturday Morning Slam? The Miz is awesome because he's awesome apparently. Daniel Bryan went backstage.
Yes.
And was given yes or no questions.
Yes.
No.
No. Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes. No. No. Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
Maybe. And that left. I can't remember the Fave 5 this week. Doesn't really matter. And Heath Slater. No, it wasn't Heath Slater this week. Was it Heath Slater this week? No, it wasn't Heath Slater this week. Who was it this week? Who was the match?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the match.
Look at the scores.
Yeah. Well, there was matches.
Oh, it was Rey Mysterio versus Michael McGillicuddy.
Man, I have seen it, yes.
Where you give him the 619 for the arse. Not that there's anything wrong with that. The main event you had depending whereabouts in the world you were, you had
Punk versus Sheamus.
And then I thought it was a decent little match actually. Yeah. Then followed. I liked the build up to it as well. That was a real cool new thing. It was kind of cool. It kind of built it like it was a heavyweight boxing fight.
I loved how it was in the main event though.
Yeah, and then the main event of the main event was Team Cobra versus International Airstrike on a tag team tournament. Moving on.
Wait, Team Cobra won.
SmackDown. It's SmackDown. Nothing good happened. Moving on.
No, whoa.
Wait, we're talking about...
We'll talk about SmackDown when it comes to Raw. Because quite frankly, anything that was noteworthy on SmackDown was shown again on Raw. Because anything that was noteworthy on SmackDown, you know, is usually just...
So, okay, what were the main...
And then Superstars. Lots of matches happened. Nobody paid attention. Scott Stanford made an appearance. Josh Matthews got points. Matt Striker made an appearance halfway through the show.
Yeah, I haven't seen Superstars, so I can't comment. I think I got 5 points. Wade Barrett squashed Tyson Kidd.
He did.
And I was the only one to get no points.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was happened this week. Yes. Right.
What was the major?
Monday Night Raw!
Yeah, the major, Johnny Curtis had a match yesterday on NXT. I haven't seen it, but I know that's the major news.
That as well.
Yeah, that's the major news of this week.
Right, Monday Night Raw. John Cena was back. He said he wants to face...
With a new tribal tattoo?
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's
black tape.
But what they actually do is it's athletic tape.
Mm-hmm.
The rugby players use it. It helps the blood flow through the body quicker, and it's supposed to aid in rehabilitation. Quite frankly, Cena, even if you did one knock to that elbow, and you're fucked again. So
He's hoping.
Cena came out, did his usual shit, shouted at the microphone a lot, spat on the cameraman, saluted. Nothing noteworthy came out of it because he said the same thing he said 4 weeks ago.
Why? Because he's John Cena. Nothing
of course.
Ever.
And then, so then we move on to something that was entertaining. Buzz Clay and Naomi and Cameron come out, and they were scheduled to face R-Truth in a match.
And if you didn't know something was up at that point, you'd not switched on.
However, little Jimmy ran in the ring.
You did.
I mean, you gotta watch out for that kid, man. He's everywhere. He runs in the ring because apparently little Jimmy's going through puberty.
He is. Yeah. Puberty is not PG.
Which was weird. Because Rose's face was, whoa! I didn't want to hear that. And then they all start dancing, and then the boss is back.
God.
Little Jim is a good little dancer.
He was. He had some moves.
Wait. I wasn't on TV.
Little Jimmy.
You said the boss was back.
No.
If you lose if you use the lens of truth, you can see little Jimmy. Interpretate that any way you want.
If you look through the one-eye glass, you can find little Jimmy.
But at Rubicon86, we'll know what the lens of truth is.
I'm guessing it's a Zelda reference.
It's purple.
Okay.
It's long purple and has a weird circle end.
But
yes, you are
But
correct.
I wasn't. I wasn't on Dewey television.
No, you weren't, because Mr. McMahon was back.
You mean the real boss?
God himself descended from the heavens in Stamford, Connecticut.
No.
I'm sorry, James E. Cornette, but he did.
My lord.
He descended.
Lord McMahon.
The real God.
Opponent.
The real God.
My Lord McMahon, I hope I served you well as the boss of
Not the
Total Market.
spotlight. I still say
I have
Sean
not
should
used
have
any
that
copyrightable
spotlight.
material in these shows. I bow to your mercy.
He gets to the mic and says, "Stop it!" He doesn't. He just says, "Brodus."
That's why Shawn Michaels falls down.
He says, "Brodus, your Brodus truth. You're gonna have to cut that out and get out because Miss McMahon's stay to the WWE address."
He tells you get the fuck out. You get the fuck out.
And they dance all the way up to the thing, and then McMahon comes out. Nothing interesting happens. We move straight on.
Whoa.
Okay, McMahon comes out. He cuts a promo, and if you didn't see where this was going, within 2 minutes of the promo starting, when he and no, as soon as he say we have the best facing the best, and then interference happened, and next thing you know, you hear cult of personality and the best in the world. Or, if you're not of that persuasion, he is the
most overrated.
The most overrated in the world, I believe you tweeted. I was going to give you a chance to speak there, Djismie. Seems I seem to do it.
He's the hashtag most overrated in the world.
Yeah.
So, two minds, two very different opinions, whatever. Comes out with the voice of the voiceless, Paul E. Dangerous. No, sorry, just Paul Heyman.
Oh.
Yeah. Getting carried away there.
He walks
behind with the WWE title.
That's how he walks to the airport.
Is that what he said?
So it doesn't get beat.
That's awesome.
I'm going to try that.
And,
when I get my $1 million tail.
Get your $1 million title, you walk through the airport with it in the air going, and what? There's nothing normal about this.
To me, that's just what my old churches. This is the belt of Christ. Take this, all of you, and fight for it.
Take the bread of Christ, the blood of Christ, and the belt of Christ.
You take the blood, take the blood. Will you never take the title of Christ, brother?
The best of it, he goes through. What was interesting? They had a good little argument. Punk says, is you're insulting me and this because you don't like me and I don't respect you. Do you respect me? No. McMahon then says, I don't respect you. I respect the people like The Undertaker, Triple H. Have you noticed the same thing happens every time? Austin's mentioned, Punk rolls his eyes. Sean's mentioned, I'm nothing like him. Triple H is mentioned, he rolls his eyes. Yeah. Rock is mentioned, and he just goes again. His eyes puff, and he kind of like sighs. Cena's mentioned, and he just shakes his head. But the moment the dead man's mentioned, he just looks at the guy, whoever says it, as if to go, for fuck's sake. It's like in Pokemon.
Yeah.
Whatever card you had, as soon as someone went shiny Charizard, you went, oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah. It's like somebody I can argue with.
Like when you go, who would win in a battle between, the comic book world.
Yeah.
You go, Hulk, Iron Man, this, everyone goes, I beat him, Batman, oh, for fuck's sake!
There has to be someone ultimate like that.
Yeah, and apparently The Undertaker is the ultimate.
You have to have the unbeatable thing.
Exactly. And I love the fact that his eyes go dead centre on the person and tries to burn a hole for them, and it's very Undertaker-esque the way he does it, actually.
Nothing to do with the way you disrespected Cena and Undertaker when Vince that World Heavyweight title is mine in 10 minutes in Hell in a Cell. Yeah. Nothing to do with that at all.
Yeah. Needless to say, it's always the old story about Taker, isn't it? Is that Taker's the one man in the back Vince is scared of. Everyone else can say what they want and Vince would have a fight with him, but he's terrified of the dead man. Because if the dead man got up and walked out, that's and he went somewhere else, that would be the end of Vince McMahon in his eyes. It'd be like, holy shit, man, my cornerstone is gone.
Well, getting back to
back to Raw.
At this promo, CM Punk goes, "You've been slapping me in the face for years!" A rather awkward pause. I thought that could have been a little bit shorter. And then, BANG! On the side of the motherfucking face. Vince McMahon sells that slap. It was like fucking Stone Cold stunning him.
But what was better? Vince sell Punk's laugh or Heyman's, what have you done?
Heyman
is, without a doubt, you can say what you want about Paulie's business sense. In my eyes, he is a genius. You can say what you want about Paul Heyman, the person.
He's a genius as long as he doesn't have to pay his staff.
But the proof is...
Yeah, I went there.
But with Paul Heyman, Heyman is the best guy for Punk to have. We always said, if you have to put Punk with a manager, you don't need to put Punk. But this has proved Punk didn't need a manager, but it's great he's got one. Because Heyman is that guy in his ear.
Yeah. That man will get an Oscar long before
Interesting thing after that segment, apparently during the break, Vince was starting angry.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought it was because of how the segment went. Actually, it was apparently a sign in the crowd he was really unhappy with.
Yeah.
And he kicked off with a member of security, staff, something like that. Remove the sign,
it was the stage manager.
Yeah, and he was really unhappy.
Any idea what the sign was?
Yes, it was. It was according to the reports that I read, it was supporting Linda's opponent.
And it said that's what she said.
Yeah.
And he put that's what she said on also like every time Vince spoke, it was so.
Yeah, I understand that, right? Yeah, well, you can understand the logic there.
You pick over, but at the end of the day, there was a sign that pissed Vince off.
But maybe with him cheering out security, maybe that's why security wasn't in place last time. They were too busy getting a sign off people.
Yeah.
So we move on. Vince.
We'll talk about that later.
But Vince McMahon then says it's going to be you versus me in a fight, and Heyman's going, "Please don't do this. Please don't."
I called it on Twitter earlier today.
Because CM Punk says you're going to fire me from top right, and Vince goes, "Oh, I will fire you if you don't face me here tonight."
Called it.
And you may beat my ass, but by the end of the night, by God, you'll learn something about respect.
I'm going to say, I wasn't looking forward to it. For one reason, I wasn't sure if Vince still had the mobility in him, because the last time we seen him have a fight was WrestleMania 26. Like a proper fight, against Brett. 26, 25? 26, right? Yeah.
I've been waiting for this match since the pipe bomb.
So I wasn't too sure. Cue to the end of the night and we have the match.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
we had the fight. Yeah. No match points, but weapon points were there.
What a fight.
What a fight it was. Vince McMahon did something that no one else has seemed to think of. There's a table in the way, so what am I going to do? I'm going to slide onto the motherfucker. Yeah! And then when I landed, I'm going to hit him in the head with a microphone.
Repeatedly.
Why did anyone think of that? I also noticed he did the Taker thing. Let's take off the WWE logo.
Only two men in the business allowed to do that.
Well, Taker's only allowed to do it because his gloves, usually. So I think that's why Vince did it.
Yeah, but it still doesn't matter. They're allowed to do it. And
it became a Taker signature as well. He used to take the mic from the back of his pants.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He would just do that. You just gotta go, and piss off.
Taker could go, and then say rest in peace, and people would go, greatest promo ever! And yes, I'd be one of them.
Yeah.
But it was an excellent. I mean, and the kendo stick fight. And then Punk dropping first.
Yeah.
But you knew it was
taking the kendo lashings off Punk.
And you know how good this was. And I'm gonna say it right now. Props to Sacramento. Sacramento's always been an iffy town, but you give them something good like the Rock concert. Well, what's the best thing about leaving Sacramento? Was leaving Sacramento. You know, I'll be back in October when the Lakers come to beat the Kings.
They'll react if you give them something to react.
Yeah, and you give them something to cheer for, they will shake a motherfucking arena. Yeah,
they were shaking the motherfucker arena.
The camera shook when CM Punk is there begging for, and to be, you know what? He only wanted ice cream and respect.
Yeah. I have to say the part I loved is where he was trying to get the title when he said, Vince ran out and got the title. Put it on the floor and said, come get it.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool moment. Yes. So you want this championship? You want respect? 323 days at that point, was it? 322, sorry? I think it was 322 on the day. And he turned around, you want this belt? You want 322 days? Come get this belt. Yeah. And if you're standing there, can you imagine think about it, CM Punk is still looked upon as that indie guy.
Yeah.
No matter what he does, he is still looked upon by people as that
Speaking
indie
of
guy.
that, I had full confidence in Vince when this fight because he's been blown up in a limo.
Yeah.
The stage has dropped on him.
Yeah.
He slept with Linda McMahon. So fighting an indie guy, I had full confidence in him. I had full confidence.
I honestly thought the next words I was like, he fought God, and God gave up.
He beat God.
He slept with him, man. I mean, that is a trial in itself.
But
There goes our sponsorship.
But he's still looking at as this indie guy, CM Punk is.
Yeah.
So the idea of you're that indie guy and you're staring up, and the man who's always been against you, whether it was in the business, outside the business, or when you were trying to break into the business, is going and and all of a sudden he's standing there with a kendo stick with the greatest brass ring ever in the WWE Championship, and he's saying, "Come on, you would be going. What's my next fucking move here?" And let's not forget that CM Punk had mentioned it earlier in the day. He's a fucking senior citizen.
Yeah.
That makes them
a senior citizen that'll kick your ass and take us back.
Oh, yeah.
So how did you feel about this? And because last time I was on the show, you were talking about it's only so far when you can feel uncomfortable about Mick Foley wrestling. Did you feel uncomfortable?
I didn't feel uncomfortable about this because of the way Vince McMahon's always been portrayed. Whereas Mick now, the problem being with Mick now and that whole thing is that Mick's a broken man. That's why I feel uncomfortable, because of the concussions he's faced, of the bumps he's taken, of the bruises, the blood, the gallons of blood he's lost, the memory loss, the barbed wire inflictions, the limbs he's literally lost for the business. Whereas McMahon's greatest injury came walking to the fucking ring when he tore both his quads at Royal Rumble 2005. He never, there wasn't, that's his greatest problem. So I wasn't bothered about this. What I did call, I was very happy to see, was he goes to the GTS, and what we hear is, "Feed me."
Thank God he didn't have to sell that GTS.
No.
Thank God.
But what was cool was the way CM Punk sold that meat hook.
Yeah.
I thought, fuck me, he's not going to shell shock them. When he picked him up with a shell shock, I'm going, it wasn't the fact that he couldn't have done it. It was the impact of the business as soon as Ryback comes in and does that to your WWE champion. You go, holy shit, we got a new champion here.
Yeah.
Because Ryback in Sacramento was over.
He's over.
Last week, he was over. Week before that, he was over. And you get them now and again, beginning of the match. Goldberg.
At the beginning.
Goldberg. And then, BAM!
Feed me more. That's the thing.
No sooner does he hit the first move, it's feed me more! Feed me more!
Basically, that's it, the Goldberg chant is now like Kurt Angle's "You suck."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not. They're doing it because that's what. It's just.
It's what's reminding them of it.
Yeah, it's part of the entrance.
What I'm loving is the fact that you are seeing all fans chant, "Feed me more."
In a recent WWE, I think it was
Twitter poll.
Twitter polls that were asked to vote who they want.
You actually did this one.
Yeah, let's see who do you want to face CM Punk for the title, and 69% voted Ryback.
I'm right.
Because I think that's two reasons. Ryback over, and nobody wants to see John Cena versus CM Punk again. I mean, they have entertaining matches, in my opinion, but it's not Rock versus Triple H. It's not Undertaker versus Michaels. It's not classic matches. A couple of them can be put up in that description.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank, because of the situation around it, and the match itself was a great match, can be put up there with it. And I would say the Night of Champions this year match was pretty cool. Could be put up there because that was a great story around it. They told a good story. If a match tells a story, you don't necessarily need a story to tell a match. But we get to the end of it, and CM Punk has run away after escaping the shell shocked. He runs into the crowd.
No, wait. No. He goes to run out the ring. And Mr. Cena comes
Well, that already happened. He was in before the shell shocked. Mr. Cena had come down beforehand to throw him in the ring, and he got hit with a meat hook clothesline.
And he clearly Cena hurt himself even rolling CM Punk in the ring.
Yeah, because when he punched, he used his wrong arm.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
So...
Let's put it this way. If Ryback isn't announced on Raw as the number 1 contender,
that's going to be a shit.
And CM Punk is... John Cena is. I'm thinking like you now that CM Punk's not the champion anymore. How did you inceptioned me?
I'm good like that.
I haven't even been asleep near you. And you get to the point where John Cena has been announced. John Cena versus you either face John Cena or you face Ryback, and if you don't make a decision, smack. If you don't make a decision, CM Punk.
Yeah,
could be. I will make one for you.
Could it be another triple threat, maybe?
No. What it'll be is Ryback, because John Cena isn't fit.
No, but like if they want Cena in, Cena could do even less being in a triple threat.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you could take Cena out early. Plus, it would give you that Ultimate Warrior Hulk Hogan moment. The two great big guys, not superstars. They're not. Ryback's nowhere near that level. No. But you've got these two monsters of men, meatheads. Meathead Colossus versus the Prototype. There's some references for you.
Yeah. Hashtag OVW.
So basically...
Hashtag OVW. Boom! I get one.
You get one.
So basically...
But you have them two.
Like everybody's...
But you can have the great standoff.
Respect the gimmick.
But you can have, you have the great standoff and whatnot. And so that would be an interesting one. And you know what would be really cool? Is that the moment Ryback takes Cena out, it will be Goldberg taking Hogan out for the first time. Ryback's already had his giant moment. He took out Tensai on SmackDown with a shell shot.
Didn't work so well on Raw.
But I believe you agree with us in that it wasn't a standby.
No.
You know what I mean?
I was just wondering, had it been edited on SmackDown?
No, what I read, he did it the first time. First time. It was just...
Not saying it was a sandbag either.
Yeah, from the momentum, instantly he picked him up,
Nah, I don't think it was a sandbag.
No. Like we said last week, Matt Bloom was a professional.
So
from there we get on. We'll mention the incident later on because I believe there's a couple of questions in fan corner regarding it.
Yeah, there's also some aspects in the wrestling news.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll bring those articles in when it comes to fan corner because we have got a question in relation to the incident.
All in all,
the incident on great storyline build up. I'm going to say that.
Great storyline, but all in all, the incident.
We'll just leave that for now, and we are going to come to it in a great detail later.
One of the questions is specifically about that, dude.
Yeah, I did see that.
I'll get me say on that.
Yeah. No, you'll get your full.
Oh, but we'll get to say on that.
Other storylines. One of my least favourite, Eve.
Skunk
points. Basically,
skunk points.
Honestly, good game, right? Eve is a skank. What do skanks make? Points. There you go.
What skanks make? Herpes!
Speaking of Eve, going back to last week, even though I was here, I just wanted the Superstars match against Layla.
Alright.
Yeah. She knocked her ass out.
Yeah, you know what you were saying, you did mix it. To me, it's Superstars.
Oh yeah, I understand that, but it still makes no sense.
It makes no sense, but like you say...
But like I said on the show last week as well, that'd be like having Drew McIntyre face Jinder Mahal and make him a face and get it on the same tape in a SmackDown. They would never do that.
Never. No, but I just think because it was Superstars, they thought, well, we'll put Eve...
Don't you question my almighty McMahon!
We'll put Eve over and Layla over.
Do you want to turn that sideways and stick it up your ass?
I can do that on my own.
We'll go fucking do it.
Hashtag sneaky seed. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, I just think for the crowd, I think they just wanted to put Layla over. I know heels do go over.
But essentially, this is getting weak, getting boring, get it over with quickly. Obviously, what happened in the match was Caitlyn got a rematch. I'm taking over.
Hashtag.
Just call me the BWO.
Okay, Meanie.
No, I'm Stevie.
No, you're Meanie.
Well, you can't be Stevie. You're losing your hair.
I'll be Nova. I'll be Hogan.
We have actually got something planned for that in the future, with regards to us being famous wrestling superstars in a in a segment to come in the future that we are calling Classic Promos in History.
But we'll get to that later.
Basically, Caitlin has the match that she deserved. Points for me. Didn't win.
Points for me.
Layla's on commentary. Points for failure territories.
Fuck you, failure tale.
Natalia was nowhere to be seen.
She's on...
No points for me.
Superstars? No.
I think so. She's either on Superstars or NXT this week.
But basically...
basically, Eve is still a Divas champion.
But Eve uses a
scan log.
The scan code.
On the injured leg by repeatedly...
On the injured leg of the beautiful, gorgeous Caitlin.
Repeatedly retract, and then after the bell rang, she
puts out.
And after the bell rang, she still kept the lock in until Lil Kim would break it, and then Eve tries to act awfully. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Come on, look at you.
On Backstage Report, or Fallout, I believe it's called.
Yes.
Will you turn yours on silent?
Don't worry.
Not me.
Him.
It's good to say.
My apologies. I am the Twitter ambassador for tonight's show.
Whoa.
But
I'm the Twitter god around here. Just Incredible now follows me. Hashtag name drop. Boom.
Go just retweeted me twice without asking.
Followed.
Retweeted when I don't like the fucker.
Followed wins.
Followed wins. Okay, how many times do you have to ask him?
None.
I didn't even mention. I just mentioned Gold was in a Tumblr post, and he retweeted me, and then I said that was pretty cool, and he retweeted that. I don't know how it happened. He must have said, I didn't even at him either. I just said Goldust. No, just used Goldust.
Maybe he said the word Goldust.
Probably does, and that tells you how much his life is fulfilled.
I can't blame the fella. I would say
fella. We'll get to that later.
Twitter, and you're talking about tweets to me.
Right, Eve.
Hello, welcome to the Twitter show.
I'm saying Eve basically is getting boring. We need to just make it. Just turn a fucking heel.
I like this.
Because you gotta turn Booker heel, right? As soon as he gets rid of Taylor Long, and he's not gonna embrace the heel, and he's gonna get booed like he's not supposed to.
We all know the blonde assailant's clearly Hulk Hogan, right?
No, we all know the blonde assailant is clearly Drew McIntyre.
Oh, just throwing it out there.
He thought it was Tiffany. Oh.
He just saw.
That was the other way.
He just saw some bird with blonde hair and a nice ass, and just thought, "Fuck, I'm getting revenge." And next thing you know, shit, wrong blonde.
The only way this could turn out to be an interesting storyline is if it turns out that Natalia or Beth Phoenix was actually behind it, and Eve was actually trying to be a good guy, and just stumbles every now and then like an alcoholic in a whiskey shop.
Well, that would actually be, that would work well. If she came out and did what Steve Corino did in Ring of Honor and said he was an evil man and he was recovering.
You know what? And fuck it, I would accept a heel Teddy Long invasion story. I'd accept a takeover story.
That would actually work with the whole thing you're saying that Eve's actually been a nice person and Teddy Long's going, you know what? Fuck this bitch.
Yeah. I'm bringing Zeke back.
I'm
bringing Zeke back. You're gonna get killed by the man in black.
I'm gonna invade your show that you've got Big Show, Tensai.
He's gonna get you in a tunnel
with Randy Orton and Kane and Sheamus and Ryback. I'm gonna invade with Zeke and Trent Beretta.
Yes.
At which point the WWE Universe goes, I'm not going to believe that fucking storyline.
And they all arrive on the WWE bus that's just made its trip from hell.
Yes! And Teddy Long just goes, yes,
I feel like getting off topic.
Hashtag WWE bus!
Yes! And they all come out and attack the entire locker room. People die in this storyline.
No, they don't! They don't die, they just ascend into a higher level. Basically, they just come back and
they evolve!
Yeah, I just love the fact
that... another Pokemon reference there.
Drew McIntyre...
I'm just throwing them out.
Drew McIntyre wins a match and all of a sudden the number piece by the head, it goes from 76 to 78. And he's like, I feel stronger and more endurant.
Drew McIntyre has learned. Unlike John Cena, he can learn more than 5 moves.
But anyway, so... Basically, long story short,
Teddy Long's bringing the bus.
Yes.
Long story short, Eve evil, skank.
Yeah.
Teddy Long, good.
Teddy Long, good. Holla, tag team wrestling.
Hashtag.
Booker T, clueless, king.
No.
Booker!
Booker T, hashtag Black Snow.
Why was even when he was on commentary he was Black Snow?
Hashtag where's Stevie Ray?
Chet Lemon.
Where's Big T?
Chet Lemon and Black Snow.
Where's Big
Why?
T?
I don't know. He lost. Remember when Booker lost his T?
Yeah, because Booker lost the match in the right to be called T, so he became G.I. Bro.
Wow.
And that's not even Vince Russo booking.
No.
That was WCW. Russo.
What, Dusty
in
Rhodes?
action.
Misfits in action.
Was that Kevin Nash booking on? Ric Flair booking on?
Right, possibly the worst.
I think roughly. I think that might have been.
No, because there's that
Kevin.
many of them.
Kevin.
Because
That would be Kevin, yeah. Because that was what, 99, 2000? That was Kevin. But,
That's what I'm saying. There seemed to be that much going on.
Well, let's put it this way. It went Jim Herd, Eric Watts, Dusty Rhodes, Rick took the book,
Kevin
Dusty
Nash,
took the book, Sullivan took the book, Nash took the book, Hogan, Russo, Bischoff.
But then a lot of them were booking all at the same time. Just
Well,
their
yeah,
own
the booking
matches.
committee generally.
Yeah.
Like, so a lot of them had their own committee.
But
So,
anyway,
yeah, so
Big T was Ahmed Johnson, for those that don't know.
But one of the worst
Keep
segments of the show,
booking
Larry King was there to interview The Miz.
With his wife.
So wonderful.
With his wife.
He's an owl.
So basically, The Miz comes out basically saying it's a great day because it's The Miz's birthday. You know, happy birthday.
Which I did know, and I didn't send him a happy birthday because fuck the Miz.
I'll be honest with you.
Raw.
No.
Honestly,
No.
Do you know ultimately what it is, right? I don't hate the guy. I just wish he'd do more. You know what I mean? I wish,
It's the problem with the Miz is that he's shown potential these years and not done anything with it. He's becoming Carlito.
He needs.
That's my alarm.
Yeah, it's not even. It's
7 minutes past 3 and my alarm goes off.
Yeah.
That just shows you my sleep patterns lately.
But basically, there was nothing really to the segment. So basically, Larry King says, "Fine, screw you." Basically,
You're boring.
We're going to get a more interesting guest, and I was like, "Oh, good." Then Kofi Kingston.
We're going to make Kofi Kingston have a singles
Boom!
career.
Boom! Boom!
Kofi Kingston good.
You fucking gimmick-stealing prick.
So Kofi Kingston looks like he's going for the RC title.
He is going for the IC title. Next week on the main event, he's challenged him for it.
Because we've never seen that before.
Yeah, but it's an interesting thing, you know. Kofi's not world title main
We should have
event.
kept him and R-Truth together. Man.
Yeah, but he's not world heavyweight caliber. They want to give him a singles run because they prefer him as a singles wrestler. But they don't want to put him against Antonio Cesaro because they want Antonio to face different people. Who was the last person I read they wanted? Actually, I read they wanted to give him and Tyson a good run together, which would, in my opinion, would be great because the kid deserves it. Tyson deserves a good run as a singles wrestler on a main stage platform. And Antonio's great.
Maybe he's champion down the road.
Well, that's what the plan is to eventually have them two swap the titles.
I think
swap the titles, sorry.
Kofi has withdrawn from not having the title.
I'll be honest with you, and I mean this 100%, no joke, and not trying to piss anyone off. I reckon that the United States Championship and the Intercontinental Championship, there should be a title unification match. Keep the Intercontinental title, then bring back the European, because to me that makes more sense. I just think that'd be all create a new title for right. This is your Intercontinental, like the American, and this is like purely like these,
and
Russia and Europe. And,
you know what always got me?
Yeah.
European.
No, you got the world title, right?
Yeah.
Which fair enough. Back in the day when it was called the WWE title,
yeah,
you was like, well, that's the company title.
Yeah.
And then it was called the world title.
Yeah.
And you're going right, but you've already got the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Which is technically the fucking world.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you've got the European title, which is technically part of the Intercontinental title. And then you got the United States Championship, which is technically part of the fucking Intercontinental title. And I'm going...
Well, wasn't it like first one in Germany or something like that?
That was the European Championship.
Yeah, that's it. European,
first one in Munich in 1997.
Right.
British Bulldog and Owen Hart. And I was in Germany, didn't know they were there. And by the time I did, my dad went, well, you can't go, son, you've got school.
See, for me, I think
and we still had to wait until the Friday to watch it, even though it was aired on Monday.
Basically, so basically, this segment ended with Kofi basically attacking.
On a Friday.
This segment ended with Kofi
We're doing a show.
Yeah, Kofi Kingston attacked The Miz, and it was completely killed by Larry King, who couldn't shut his fucking old mouth.
What a jump.
You know, yeah,
that was great, yeah.
Larry King, shut the fuck up.
And I'll say now, as much as I wanted to, I couldn't justify giving Kofi Kingston weapon points for throwing The Miz off the stage because it wasn't that high.
Yeah, but the point is...
Sorry, Anna.
But the point
that
is...
was
right,
you only got 8 points in the fuck. I think you got 5 points in the entire thing.
Larry King was like a little kid trying to commentate on a wrestling game. It
Whoa, look at that!
Whoa! It's like, shut the fuck up, you old useless cunt.
But he did make up for it later on.
And I'm still going to have to beat that, fuck.
Between Team Hell No.
Yeah.
After they had a match with...
UNT.
What did Team Hell No have?
They had...
Alberto Delio
Yes.
and Dolph Ziggler.
Yes, they did, actually, yes.
With Ricardo Rodriguez.
Yes.
And... Thank you. The Banshee. The Siren. You know, because, quite frankly, if that was the voice that lured you somewhere, you would kill yourself before you'd ever sleep with it.
Yeah.
You know, Eddie Guerrero was...
I've
said this before.
Do not insert Eddie Guerrero joke here.
I've said it before. Eddie Guerrero, while he was on drugs, he probably did find her attractive. But there's a reason that when he was getting clean, he split up with her.
In many ways, it's a good thing you're going to hell, because I wouldn't
Oh, I'm already going there, I know that.
Because it's so good, because the first person way for you in heaven would be Eddie going, say, I'm going to kick your ass, eh? That's essentially what's going to happen.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, so...
when I go to hell, Chris Benoit's be there, so at least I got that autograph.
You're going to go on the bus.
No.
On the Magic W bus.
Oh, the magic school bus.
But, yeah. Oh, careful. Copyright infringement.
After what we did yesterday on Shout.
Yeah, that's
copyright infringement for that? There's the new laws now.
That's a different show.
You have to pay royalties for certain.
But we're not.
If you use more than if you do your own versions and you use more than so many times, you have to pay something.
Yeah, so
you said like 3.
Oh no, that's okay. I stopped there.
Yeah.
But if I went on to the next couple of lines,
we're perfectly fine. We don't worry too much.
So if I just decide to sing a random cartoon theme,
it depends.
Gummy bears.
It's dude, because when you sing, nobody understands what the fuck tune it is.
Damn right.
But
Gummy bears.
Yeah, Adam isn't here, unfortunately. Our mascot isn't here at the moment. Oh, we haven't got our gummy bear mascot.
But if you'd like to know more about Adam, go to totalmarkout.tumblr/our mascot.
Or follow him at the Lone Walker 1 on Twitter.
But
that's TheLonewalker, the number 1.
I've trained them well.
Anyway, Team Hell No had that match, and then backstage, Daniel Bryan asked Larry King about when David Letterman called him an owl because the WWE Universe calls him a goat.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, I don't see it because Daniel Bryan is a handsome man with a fabulous beard.
What Daniel Bryan doesn't realise is it's a compliment. Greatest of all time. He's just looking at... He can't see the forest for the trees. Greatest of all time. Goat face. He's a face now, but no, he thinks it's some kind of insult because he's got a big bushy beard and he happens to look a little bit like a goat.
That's why you can't do it, isn't it?
I know it's the hashtag.
See, Djismie doesn't have a tash, but it's the greatest tash in the...
He's a hashtag traitor to the vegan society.
Oh, let's not start this again, dude. Let's not start this again.
Let's just move on. Let's just move on from that because, quite frankly, your opinion's idiotic and it's a moronic statement.
No, it's not.
I wasn't going to say that, dude.
It is the truth. He is a traitor.
He's not.
Medically said, if you don't go back to eating meat, you will be seriously ill for the rest of your life.
Become vegetarian.
Once again, how do I explain this to you? There is supplements in vegetarian foods that, once again, are bad for him.
There is plenty of pills in the market he could be taking.
No, there's not. When the doctor tells you, we can't medicate this, you've got to go back to eating meat, I wonder what pills he could fucking take!
I hope you're not referring to vitamins either, dude.
No.
And right.
Just checking.
I didn't think I could lose much more respect for the Brian.
I apologise for that outburst.
Don't. This is what makes the show. Arguments.
Actually, no. What makes the show, and I can actually tell you from a lot of fans. Yes, some fans do love the arguments. A lot of fans also just like general discussion and people have fun. Some of them actually get quite uncomfortable when we start screaming at each other because they can tell that there's a lot of tension.
It's not scripted.
Well, of course it's not scripted.
This is real
The only thing that's scripted on this entire show is the intro that I do to introduce these fine folk, and then the shameless plug bit where I write down all the stuff that I'm plugging.
The greatest goat face of all time. That's right?
Yeah, sure. Sure, why not?
Asks him about being an owl. He goes on to say, you've just got to embrace it. And then he asks his wife, who's called Sean, who I can easily see as being a man, is saying, do we have to edit that out because I'm insulting someone famous?
No, go for it. Dude. She's a hoe.
Pretty much. And
hoe.
to be fair, if you're going to go with someone old, wouldn't you wait until just about die, not Larry King, who seems to want to live forever?
Yeah. So it's okay to have a go at her, but having to go at Daniel Bryan is not.
Because there's a difference there.
Dude. We don't care about argue. If you wanted to argue the point about her, feel free to argue, just like you argued Daniel Bryan. The problem is, you're using opinion as fact when it comes to the vegetarian-vegan thing.
He got voted outstanding vegan sportsman or some award, and now he's just throwing it back in their faces.
But he's never done it for fucking a belief.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Olympic gold medalist breaks his hips, whatever, becomes paralyzed. Do you take the gold medals off him?
No.
Alright, so vegan can't be vegan anymore. Oh, well, you're a traitor.
Yes.
No, that makes no sense to you, because you're saying as if he's just said, well, I'm changing it because of its ideals. No, he's changing it for medical reasons.
There must be a way around it.
If there was, he would have done it. He said this on interviews. If there was a way around it, he still would have done it. But he can't. And like we said, you're vegetarian out of a belief system. Mm-hmm. He never was. He did it for training, for exercise, as a better condition. A lot of wrestlers and a lot of fighters do it as well. But it's not, so it wasn't a belief system to him. So when he was said, "Oh, I'm a vegan," it wasn't, where say what you call me when I have my version of a salad. What is it?
What, that mixed grill?
Yeah. What you call it?
The bin lid.
Bin lid of death. Yeah, have a plate full of death.
The murder burgers.
Yeah, the murder burgers. He never said that, and he doesn't say that anymore. He just says, "Oh, well, you're having a salad or a steak or a grill. You're having a burger." It's a completely different thing for you and him. If you would go vegan in a heartbeat if you could do it because you've tried before.
Uh-huh.
But for him, that's not his thing, Anyway, Kane appears from behind, which is also a very scary thought if you think about it. Kane suddenly appearing from behind.
It's not hide and rank, you're fine.
There was nothing wrong with that storyline.
There was not there's anything wrong with that. That storyline, there was a lot wrong with it. He raped Michael Cole.
No, he didn't.
Michael Cole was never the same again. You've seen him and how close to why. And if he wasn't raping him, why did he have his back? Why did he have Michael Cole's back to him when he told him a poem?
Because he wanted to hear it from behind. He didn't want him to look at him while he was saying that lovely poem.
He had his head turned so he could see him. He was balls deep in Cole, and you know it.
That's a proper storyline, though.
It's a fucking terrifying one.
That is why I watch wrestling.
But
to see
and
stuff like that.
What was it? What was the? Them two have an argument.
Goat mask, gimp mask.
Yeah, where's Gimp mask? Release the Gimp. Kane, they argue about the tag team champions and him having a goat face and whatnot, and then them two leave. He goes, "Look, you're scared off Larry King," and Kane echoes the immortal line, "That was Larry King? I thought it was Skeletor."
That was funny.
So there we have that. Sheamus and Big Show.
Sheamus is a fucking moron.
Yeah, Sheamus, you're winding up at 700 pounds, 5 foot tall.
That's Yokozuna.
700 pound, 5 foot tall giant.
That's me at a barbecue, dude.
Right. Okay. Let me try this again then. Hey,
I don't shit my pants.
Let me try this. You at a barbecue? You shit your pants? Okay, well, let's try this again. 7 foot tall, 500 pound. Sorry, 450 pound. He put 10 pound on when he was away. I know, right? Giant of a man by telling him you won't knock me out and teasing him and whatnot, and telling him 45 seconds. And then Big Show comes out and watches while an Englishman beats on you for half an hour.
So what?
English versus Irish. There's an original concept.
It looked nothing like the real thing.
Yeah, my dad will tell you about some of them stories.
First of all, yeah.
And then, a man who is American, but for some reason doesn't speak English anymore.
Dusty Rhodes.
No.
Tensai.
Hello! Here's Goody! He gets me every time.
Hashtag where's Sakamoto?
Apparently he's back in FCW, NXT, as they call him, the FCW now. And is training more to be a wrestler, and they're going to bring him up as a wrestling tag team partner. The rumor is that him and Tensai and Yoshi will be becoming a tag team soon.
Tensai?
Yeah, Tensai and Yoshi will become a tag team soon.
Yoshi played the heel.
Yeah, Yoshi's been playing house.
Is he going
heels at house shows?
To the dark side properly,
Not quite. He's just playing the heel. Because he was a heel when he first came over here. He was a very good heel in Japan. So they're going to bring him over as apparently that was what I've heard is people, Japanese people on Tumblr saying what Tensai said on Superstars, was it when he got a mic? Mm-hmm. Or was it SmackDown last week? After basically Tensai got the mic, I think he beat the shit out of someone, usually, and got the mic and spoke, and he spoke pure Japanese, didn't speak any English. Yeah. And apparently what I've heard of people on Tumblr was that what he was saying is that Tensai is here, the rest is to come. That sort of thing, So it's kind of like he's
Tensai and Yoshi would be good.
So and they're going to bring Sakamoto up as forming a Japanese stable, and they're going to make it very Japanese style wrestling. So it's very so they're going to push it all as legit.
Unfortunately, it won't be Kai-en-Tai coming back.
Well, no, it'll be more of the voodoo murder dolls in New Japan. I believe it's New Japan, maybe Old Japan. I apologize if whatever one it is, I can't remember right now off the top of my head which one it is. But they're going to try and so it's me like brought as legitimate wrestling. So you got Tensai comes out, beats him up, and what I found was quite funny is that he's about to leave. He sees Big Show about to leave. He sees an opportunity after Sheamus bro kicks Tensai, and then throws Wade Barrett out the ring. It was a bit weird how he just threw him out the ring. But he just probably just want to kick his best friend's head off. Him, not like, Wade Barrett, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre are all best friends and travel on a car with William Regal. Imagine the stories there, of Master Regal.
The stories. So, yeah.
But then Big Show, he catches the bro kick. Then Sheamus looks terrified. He throws him out the ring by the leg and laughs and walks away. Fair enough. And that's about all of the progression you got on that storyline on Raw.
Tensai, Barrett, and Big Show versus Sheamus, two partners versus Djismie.
More than likely, probably Friday. Probably SmackDown, mate.
So that's pretty much everything.
That's pretty much everything on the recap.
So in which case, let's very quickly jump into the world of the rumours and the news as we look at this week's
wrestling headline.
No, it's not wrestling headlines. It's wrestling.
It's like Channel 501 and 503. There's BBC and Sky.
Oh, like Sky Sports.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
It's not wrestling sports.
No. Whoa. Yes.
Wrestling news.
There you go.
With Georgie Thompson.
Unfortunately, not anymore. Hashtag.
With Charlotte Jackson.
Yeah.
And the black guy who's cool. And the grey-haired guy who likes golf, cricket, and does the transfer window deadline.
And
the guy who used to be on Blue Peter.
And their awesome football machine.
Yes, and the football machine.
Could you possibly condense that into 2 words?
Georgie Thompson.
That worked.
I hate you, Dad.
Georgie Thompson, Stewie. That's all you need to know. Ever.
Anyway.
If you don't know, now you know.
Google her.
Interview, basically here. Booker T said in regards to why does he want to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame until he reaches a certain age. Yeah, that's just my thing. I don't think I'm ready for it. I'm not ready for the Hall of Fame yet. I'm not ready to make that walk. I'm not ready to make that speech yet. I really can't tell you why because I'm not sure, but I do think I have a ton of wrestling days left in me. No, that's not it at all. I just think guys should reach a certain prestige before they get inducted to the Hall of Fame. People talk about what I've done in the business with all the accolades and the titles, but I still think there is something left for me to do. Maybe it's going to do a speaking tour, talking to kids in trouble and turning the lives around, or some charity work. I'm just not ready for it just yet. I want to be ready for it when it happens. He also discusses a lot of things. You can go check that out. There's a fairly website.
I agree there. Yeah. I would just not being harsh or anything, but if Eddie Guerrero hadn't died, I don't think he'd be in the Hall of Fame right now.
Yeah.
People like Edge hadn't been injured, he wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame right now.
Yeah. No.
So I'm with them there.
No, because they would still be wrestling.
Yeah, but even if they weren't,
no, I understand what it means.
I completely agree. There's people who should be in before. I'm all for that.
Edge was inducted because it was the hype at the time as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's what a few of them are. I mean, Shawn retired the next year. He was in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But
at least with him, you could probably argue something like that. I mean, one of the travesties in my book is like, well, if you got Shawn in there, why is Mick not in there?
Yeah.
Mick will be.
Yeah.
No, I agree there. That's the door they've started opening now.
Yeah.
Once Eddie Guerrero got put in there, you're like, well, why isn't there all of them in? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, now, let's talk about corporate stuff here. Now, in case you hadn't heard, Brian Gerwitz, who's the head creative writer for Raw, was removed from his position. He now remains on as consultant, following Vince McMahon basically going apeshit over ratings. He actually held a meeting and he said to everyone, I want results or releases. Or resignations, sorry. Mm-hmm. So here's a
resignation.
Right. Now this is this is sourced from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Raphael Murphy has been released from WWE. Murphy was in charge of WWE live events and had been promoting live events in the Northeast of America, obviously. Following his departure, John Porco has taken over. Porco has worked with WWE for years and now considered a Shane McMahon guy from his time with the company. He's also a very good reputation in the New York sports market. According to sources, both Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are on a push to bring in new executives who have experience in the sports and entertainment industry. Also reported that Anne Russo-Gordon left WWE. According to sources, she was said to have been burnt out and was also dealing with some health issues. For those unaware, Russo-Gordon was in charge of WWE's wellness policy and rehab stuff.
It's okay, Lex Luger is in charge of that now.
Fuck that murdering twat.
Nicole
Shut the fuck up, Mara.
Nicole Dorazio has also been released from WWE. She had been working in talent relations department and was an assistant to both Jim Ross and the executive vice president of talent relations, John Laurinaitis. You know that guy.
I mean the former.
Yeah, I know, but it works better with the impression.
Yeah, but he says former.
Dorazio has been working for WWE for over a decade. No word on why she got why she's gone as of this writing. There is more news, of course, with backstage segments. And talking about Brian Gerwitz, we said that Dave Kapoor, Ranjan Singh, will take over a good portion of Gerwitz's duties. Ed Koskey still handles the writing for SmackDown with Michael Hayes. And Erik Pankowski also has influence over the creative direction. Meanwhile, a lot of blame is being put on Stephanie McMahon. A source said, the reality is Brian isn't the real issue, even a band-aid. Stephanie has run this dysfunctional, toxic division for the entire duration its ratings decline. The horrendous structure from the committee dynamic to who she fast-tracks and how rigidly the shows are structured are why this product isn't gangbusters. Plus, 3 hours is a disaster.
Oh, 3 hours is.
Yes, absolutely.
We all knew the 3 hours were going to be.
Yeah, I like 3 hours. Yeah.
I like it for one reason. You get more wrestling, but do you not think there's an hour that drags usually?
Yeah.
I do. I really do. I think the middle hour drags.
Apart from when they put far too many matches on.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
God forbid we have wrestling matches on a wrestling show.
Again, this is more rumour than anything, sourced from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. For what it's worth, there are people within WWE who feel that the match between CM Punk versus Steve Austin will never take place. That includes WrestleMania 30 and beyond. Austin is currently recovering from a major knee surgery, and his body's still bound up from years of in-ring abuse. He's also 47 years old and has neck issues. He isn't ruling out another match, but many are sceptical. All the recent references to Steve Austin by CM Punk are strictly hype to hype the WWE 13 video game. According to the sources, the CM Punk Respect storyline is based around a feature match with The Undertaker. This is expected to be a major angle at some point in 2013.
You mean like WrestleMania?
So that. Rumour reports from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Attitude Era talents potentially return to Raw. WWE is planning on bringing in part-time and Attitude Era stars from Raw going forward for the next 6 months before WrestleMania 29. The purpose of the move is to make sure that the relatively name value talent roster doesn't get overexposed and to prevent problems such as the major ratings dip last week when John Cena wasn't on the show. The company has 3 particular names that have been tossed around. The first is Undertaker, who can make an appearance in the Royal Rumble match. He's already planned a WrestleMania match, but the Rumble would get him back earlier. The Rock is also an obvious choice, as he already has a Royal Rumble match against
I've heard the next couple of weeks he'll be on TV.
Yeah. There's been internal discussion about bringing him back within the next few weeks to boost the ratings, so it isn't clear if that can happen due to his movie schedule. And Steve Austin is also a possibility, though he would not wrestle for obvious reasons. He could be involved in a TV angle, especially with CM Punk dropping his name in recent promos. The company has been having Punk drop Austin's name to Road to Week 13, but they may decide to use that to bring him in for a storyline of some kind.
But it's a given that's going to get ratings up.
What
That's what they just don't get. If they just did that more often, more people would be interested.
Well, no, because you're bringing up. Here's the thing, right? I understand that logic, but for me, it's not that simple. Because if you're bringing people in for ratings, there has to be a reason to bring them in other than ratings. There has to be there has to be some purpose.
Yes.
To, you can't just have the guys
But
appear.
Raw is automatically better if they bring Rock, Austin, and Taker back. It's just an automatically better show.
Until you get sick of the taste of chocolate.
Nobody got sick of them in the Attitude Era. Nobody got sick of them.
Nobody
got sick of them till they had to leave.
Dude.
Move the fuck on!
No.
Yeah, but dude, part of the problem is, right, that's like saying, well, nobody's sick of Dolph Ziggler right now. But of course, because we're in the era that they exist in. But when people leave, like Shawn Michaels, if Shawn Michaels started coming back time and time again, even I'd be going,
Did people get sick of Shawn Michaels from his return to 2010?
No, because he was better.
Right.
He was obviously found a spirit within him. He had a better attitude, and that's it. If The Rock came back with a better attitude than what he had, I'm not saying he had a bad attitude, right? All I'm saying, what if he came back and said, you know what, actually, I want to dedicate myself to wrestling. I want to be like full time or as close to full time as I can be. Then it'd be a bit different. But if it was completely part time, like I'll show up, once a month to defend my title and not do promos at the very least, then it'd be like, well, no, fuck off. Or if it was like, oh my god, it's a surprise again. I mean, it's like you're not expecting them to be there. It was like this, like trying to act as if they're not expecting it to be there, but because that's the pattern. Then it's like, come on. It's like trying to fire John Cena at this point. You can fire John Cena all you want. He's going to be on TV next week. I mean, what? John Cena, by my count, had 5 returns, and one of them includes one where he came back the next week. In fact, no, the next night. The next night.
It wasn't next week, but the next night.
Yeah, and he came back the next week, even though he was fired.
Right.
It was like, what? So someone like that, it's like but the problem with arguing, like say, people weren't sick of them back then, of course, because that was their generation.
But people aren't sick of the Undertaker.
But that's a good.
Actually,
that's a.
You know what? I've heard a lot of people say that bored of the Undertaker's returns, and to them, fuck off.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I take that point. There are exceptions to the rule. For example, The Rock could very well be an exception to the rule. If he
Austin, no one goes, oh, it's Austin again.
Yeah, because when Austin comes back, it's not just it's not every week. But it's Austin comes back once every now and again, and it's like, oh great, Austin! I haven't seen Austin in ages. That's the point. But you want to bring them back every week.
If someone said, right, Austin has a 6 months contract and he's going to be in every week, people would not be saying. A year contract, whatever.
Well, no, because that means it would lead to something. But you can't say, right, that the product is better because 3 guys from an era you love and won't let go are coming back.
Every Raw this year with The Rock was automatically better.
No, it wasn't. I'll say that in my opinion.
Because
everyone with The Rock wasn't always better.
Because you at least had something really good.
But sometimes it was just the Rock stuff was shit.
It was like Undertaker and Triple H, automatically better.
I would argue that part of the problem with that though is...
Sorry, just to cut you off quickly, is The Rock came back, right? And during that period of time, Triple H and Undertaker thing was going on.
Automatically
that was what I wanted to watch more than I wanted to watch The Rock.
Them 2 segments... Can you remember anything else of your...
Yeah, CM Punk, Chris Jericho.
Of your current crop? But Jericho, come back.
No. I watched that with CM Punk, not Jericho.
But Jericho came back. They made that hype on that match. WrestleMania, although there was the odd few, WrestleMania was based around Attitude Era guys. And it was the biggest buy rate.
There's an argument for that.
Yeah, there is, but I can't...
Rock,
but I'm sick of arguing this fucking point now.
Big Show.
We argued this point at WrestleMania.
HBK.
Yeah.
Dude,
can
we stop now? Because we argued disappointing WrestleMania.
No, I'm just saying
it's now 7 months later, and you're still hyping on about the same thing.
What I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Somebody that died 12 years ago.
If they all came back, right?
Yeah.
On more of a full-time basis,
but again,
could you imagine it?
It depends on how well they can perform. Because for me, like take Mick Foley, I don't want him back on a full-time basis. If you could come up with a story, like it's same with The Rock. I'm happy for him to be WWE champion again if it means we've got The Rock back for a short period of time and he actually works like a champion would. I don't want him to be like champion. I'll defend it like maybe once a month or something, but I'll not make the TV appearance. Have the Raw shows without your champion. Because then to me, I'm like, well, go fuck yourself. I don't even like that as an idea for a storyline where you're like, oh, he's the Hollywood champion and he gets the fuck. Because to me, that would be more shooting your own product in the foot. Because then you got TNA at least has the fucking world champion on television. For me, it's all about how you use talent. There's no such thing as this plus this will equal immediate awesomeness. It has to be a worked formula. Because if somebody said to me, oh, we've got an attitude guy come back. Who is it? Gangrel. Couldn't give a fuck. But if somebody said to me, oh my God, we've got someone coming back. Who is it? Ken Shamrock. Okay, where are you going with this? Or somebody said, we've got an attitude guy coming back. Who is it? We're going to bring back The Rock, but he's going to be full-time. And I'd be like, shit's going to go down. It all depends on how you... I think the idea of bringing attitude guys back equals immediate success. First night, pop like that. You'll get it. Vader had that kind of, impact. Lex fucking had that Psycho Sid had that impact. I couldn't stand, like I said, I was going, all right, cool stuff. It all depends on how you use the talent. So what I would say is, if they're going to do that, let them do that, and we'll judge it then. Because right now, I think to say either way, it's going to be an instant tank or it's going to be an instant success is ridiculous to begin with. What do we really need to do, in my humble opinion, obviously I'm no expert on this whatsoever, is to really start using the same attitude they had in building their talent as they did when they had when they were building talent back then. You're in a different era. Use that to your advantage, because right now the only person you're using to try and do that is John Cena. And look what happened when you did that with Hogan. Because it's much harder to build your next guy if you build on one guy. You build on Hogan. Great. I mean, what was great about the Attitude Era is you had a number of guys that could have been WWE champion.
There was a number of guys.
Let's list some of the people that didn't get the WWE championship. From the Attitude Era.
From Attitude Era.
From Attitude Era. That didn't get that, but could have easily been. First name on my list, Ken Shamrock.
Yep.
You include Owen Hart in that? I would include Owen Hart in that.
Jeff Jarrett.
Goldust. Goldust, arguably.
I disagree with Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
I disagree with Goldust.
Yeah. China.
I disagree with China.
Yeah, she could have been, though.
I
could have quite easily been WWE champion.
With a better attitude.
The way they were going, probably, yeah. But I disagree with it.
She had a far better attitude.
No, we're saying who could have done it. We've just gone that way or that way. There's 5 people.
In the Attitude Era itself, because I would argue he got it just after the Attitude Era, would have been Jericho.
Yeah.
He would have got
the Hardy Boys, the Hardy Boys, for me, could have easily been...
Yeah, they were fallen over into a real bad way.
Gunn still count like 0-1.
Yeah. Billy Gunn could have been WWE champion. William Regal at some point could easily have worked his way to be WWE champion.
No. Even the likes of Val Venus and Al Snow when Val Venus was on his main event push, as well as Al Snow, could have been put with a different way. That
is why people love the Attitude Era. It wasn't because a lot of people say, "Oh, it was more violent." There was more potential within.
I've said it once. I'll say it 1,000 times. Yeah. Just like in life, Djismie, you were spoilt by the WWE in the Attitude Era because you were giving everything and anything you wanted straight away. In other eras in wrestling, like the 70s, you had a few stars. In the 80s, you had a few more. In the 90s, everyone was a star. And then in the early 2000s, you had everyone. There was huge stars, and everyone else was a star still. And then you started to see the stars leave, and you suddenly realized that these other stars weren't really stars. They were just kind of guys that were, if anything, hanging on to the coattails.
Honestly, in my opinion, WWE really need a lot of the Attitude Era guys back to help train younger guys. And Vince McMahon really needs to go, look, let's get a new writing team. Let's get some of the old Attitude guys who may have the brain.
Drop a writing team.
Yeah.
Book it.
You can't book it in the modern era, though. That's the problem. It's corporate wrestling now.
But you can book wrestling. But the problem is, there's a different terminology. If you get writers in that have no fucking idea about the business, they're gonna write it. If you get people who know how to book, who are wrestlers, they're gonna book a show.
There needs to be more elaborate storylines as well.
Yeah.
That's what also helped the Attitude Era. It wasn't the stars, it was the writing as well. And, people didn't agree. Yeah, but a lot of people don't agree with a lot of the stuff they do. But it works.
You need, you people who are going to be in your booking committee, we'll call it a booking committee. All right, your booking committee, they also have to have an understanding of the modern world. They have to understand things like the mainstream media, Twitter, YouTube. They have to understand it because, whether you like it or not, these are today's, revenue streams. These are today's, major sources of, population growth within your demographics and all that jazz. So you need people who can understand that. In many ways, WWE's biggest problem is that it is stuck in it's stuck in a loop. They get rid of Brian Gerwitz. Fair play, right? It's about time. Nothing against the guy personally, but you need a change at some point. But you can't just replace with somebody that's already there. Yeah, okay, they've been working there. They're due for promotion, but that's no guarantee they work. Maybe you need to go. You know what? You are all just not cutting it. I'm going to go out and get new people, and if you can't fucking cut it by the time I've got these guys, you're out. And that's what I do. I just go fucking apeshit on this motherfucker. Am I right? Vince McMahon said, I want results, I want resignations. I hope he sticks to that. But I hope he also has the wisdom to understand a good idea. If somebody comes along and says, I've got an idea for Dolph Ziggler being world champion, or somebody says, you know what, Santino Marella, it sounds crazy, but I've got a way he could be WWE champion. Now hear me out. And maybe if it works, because I never wanted that to happen, but if they can find a way to make that work, and they could come with a way that just goes outside of the normal, and I'll call it the Cena Punk bullshit. And I'm not because I don't like Punk, and not because I disrespect Cena, but mainly because right now, those are the only two names you're going to hear in the WWE Championship picture for a long time until Rock comes around, right? Mm-hmm. If they can find a way of breaking that and creating something that was similar to the Attitude. Now, I'm not saying the same, but maybe if you'd call it I'm not sure what you would call it. The Explosion Era.
Yeah.
An explosion of potential, explosion of talent.
Apparently
that would be great.
The current era is no longer referred to as the PG era is referred to the next gen era.
Right. But that would be what I say. But talking about past stars, right? WWE is now officially advertising that Jerry King Lawler will be appearing at the SmackDown taping next week in Memphis, Tennessee.
Appearing, not doing anything on it, just appearing. The
radio advertising is also listing a dark match event between Sheamus and The Big Show. Also, WWE conducted a poll via Twitter asking fans who they wanted to see CM Punk get Hell in a Cell between Ryback and John Cena. Obviously, we mentioned this before. Ryback won with 69%. And in a bit of an odd news, WWE announced via Twitter that John Cena will be the honorary captain for the New York Jets this Sunday against the Indianapolis Colts. Traitor! That's the second time you've heard that term used. Well, technically third.
If you're a Patriots fan, you should be fucking nowhere near the Jets. And the fact that you're going to lead them in the singing of the Jets, Chad, is even fucking worse.
Wow. That is a traitor.
Anyway, so that was the wrestling news.
No, one bit more news.
Yeah.
Well, I have to be 13 news.
Oh, yes, of course.
But I have.
But you got your news as well, what I do.
One of Dan's favourites.
Yes.
Here we go.
Mr. Lex Luger will be inducting Sting into the TNA Hall of Fame.
No, but I thought Christian was
see, that's what I thought.
Christian's been pulled.
Yes.
Is this due to surgery or because
no,
they don't want
he's still going to be there. He's just not inducting Sting.
That makes sense. It makes sense for Luger. He's his best friend.
So, so going back to the Christian, the whole conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Well, he's still going to be there. No. So I still stand by that.
Although I noticed that none of you guys mentioned anything when he was on SmackDown television.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't here that week. Yeah, they did the little video promo.
We did mention that on here.
Right. We haven't seen him since. Okay, they did use him then.
And he is recovering from arm surgery.
But they're not really. That was it. You haven't really mentioned him anymore, promoted him anymore.
Because there's no reason to.
There's no reason to.
They couldn't get him off camera fast enough, really.
That's another one we're going to disagree on. So,
but I'm all for a good conspiracy theory.
But yeah, you are. You know,
I like to hear something more interesting.
Black helicopters and Jesse Ventura and all that bullshit. WWE 13 announced Universe Mode. New Universe Mode 3.0, they've improved it vastly with the help of Paul Heyman, who's worked on the storylines that will happen during the mode. That was helped on the things. So here's the new version of Universe Mode. And I'll post once again, just like I did with the DLC. I'll post pictures of some of the features on the Tumblr page. Create a show. You can now create a show on the Universe Mode that happens on any day of the week and will be a weekly show from Monday through to Saturday. In the show creation process, you'll be able to choose your presentation graphics, the arena, the roster which appears on the show, and assign up to 4 championships to be contested on the show. More on the championships in a little bit. Create a pay-per-view is back, people. You'll be able to create a pay-per-view any Sunday you want, which, along with the choosing the presentation and graphics arena that you want to show, players can choose participants in the pay-per-view as well as the match type theme. So if you choose Hell in a Cell, you can have the Hell in a Cell theme. If you choose Extreme Rules, matches will be on Extreme Rules, so on. Storylines, as I said, storylines are being written by storylines are being wrote by Paul Heyman and helped out, including 200 new storyline views which choose which superstars stand out in your Universe Mode. Here's the thing though. You can now, as I'm showing the pictures to the lads now, can decide on what things happen after the match. If you want to shake hands, you can either attack the guy, shake hands, or do nothing. You can choose whether you can betray your partner. You can choose whether to use a weapon or not. Or whether to throw it back to the person who handed it to you.
Yeah.
More content, more freedom. You can do this. You can do all what I've just said to you, but there are more you can now edit every match on a card, not just one match, and then have to go back and do it again. You have the able to customize championship rankings. So even if John Cena's got 0% of his momentum, has been injured for 6 months, he will not appear in your number 1 contendership match. Yeah. Because you'll take him out of the WWE rankings and throw him in any other ranking you want to.
You know the first thing I do when I just load up the game is I make sure John Cena's not on any of my rosters. He's always on the free agent list. It's like, get the fuck out of here!
You have the ability to restart the Universe Mode from the beginning whenever you want.
Wow.
So I'm just showing the boys here some create a show and they create a pay-per-view.
Obviously pictures will be available on the Tumblr page.
Pictures coming up, as well as some of the other shots. Yeah. But here's the main one, something that Djismie will love because it's one of his favourite things in the world. Statistics are now in the WWE 13 game, where your belts, your shows and your pay-per-views of your Universe Mode that you've done will be updated throughout. It will tell you your longest title reign on the game. It will tell you your most championship reigns on the game, and it will tell you your person who's held it the most and who has the current champion, and to also give you a history of your title reigns.
That's gotta be fucking sweet.
That was pretty sweet for you, I know.
Alright. We're going back to SmackDown 2.
Exactly.
Oh, it should be.
Very similar mode.
What was SmackDown 2? Back in 2000.
Longest title reign, 7 days.
Not wrong with that. 25-time champion.
But not just that, it will show you
in a week.
It will show you history and statistics for your pay-per-views. Not just it will show you who's had the most main event matches on it, who's had the most matches on it, and who's got the most wins on that one. For instance, they show you here in the last picture that will be uploaded, Royal Rumbles, and they've obviously used WWE real life ones by the looks of it. Royal Rumble opponents eliminated in a single match. King 11. Time in the Royal Rumble match, Rey Mysterio 1 minute and 2 seconds.
Oh,
Total.
Like they used to do in 07.
Total wins, Stone Cold 3. Opponents eliminated, they've got for HBK 38, which I believe we worked out was roughly around.
I still reckon he's got 41. But
yeah, but we worked out HBK was the winner anyway. And appearances, Kane with 15. WrestleMania wins 19, The Undertaker. Appearances 19, The Undertaker. So this is obviously pre-WrestleMania they've done it. And main event appearances, Hunter 5. Money in the Bank wins CM Punk 2. Wins after cashing in Money in the Bank 2, CM Punk. So you've got that. What is very cool is some titles. Now you can choose whether you want the WWE title as one of your main titles. But some of the belts you can choose. Do you want the Undisputed Championship?
Could do.
Would you like the Attitude Era Big Eagle, the Rock Triple H belt, as I call it?
Stupid question.
Do you want the Smoking Skull belt?
One Austin wins it.
Or do you want the Rock's unused Brahma Bull belt? Would you like to...
I've seen it live.
Would you like the old school WWE belt that Bret Hart held and Shawn Michaels held? And The Undertaker as well, of course, held that one.
Mm-hmm.
Or...
I want the Iron
So if you wanted that one, I believe that may be a one.
The big
in
circle.
there. It might be an unlockable, yes.
Big circle.
The big green circle
Yeah,
one.
I want that. I want Buddy Rogers.
Do you want the Intercontinental? There's a few different options for that, and you can imagine where that one is. But tag team. Do you want your tag team champions to be WWE tag team champions?
No.
Would you like to be World Tag Team champions?
Yes.
Would you like it to be the current belt?
No.
Would you like it to be the previous belt?
No.
Or would you like it to be the 1998 to 2002 belt? Or would you like it to be the 1989 to 1998 belt?
I'll swap it around between them two.
There you go.
As time goes on.
A couple of added belts. If you don't want an Intercontinental or a heavyweight European or a hardcore, because they're always on the game, you know they are these days. Or if you don't want a US championship, maybe you want a $1 million championship.
Seen it a few times before.
Maybe you want the Internet Championship.
Wow.
It's on there, I've seen it, it's on there. It's been confirmed on Twitter as well by the guy who runs the Twitter and is one of the main guys working on the game.
Take a bow, Mr. Ryder.
Exactly.
Your title got on the game.
There was that, and of course, last week I announced 10 new belts that will be downloadable in, I believe, December.
Yep.
So you could make the AWA and have the AWA belt as the only belt you have on the show. Do you want the Women's Championship or the Divas Championship?
Stupid question, Dan.
Exactly. But these are some of the stuff that Universe 3.0 allows you to have.
Yes.
These are some of the things that you can do on the Universe 3.0, and I've heard rumors that next week we will be giving one of two things to look into. Will we be giving? It will be either the Creation Suites, which of course myself and Steve Jones 313 are very into.
Yes.
Something Djismie thinks is a waste of time in the game.
Yep.
Each of their own.
Like I said, it's very different. Everyone gets a game for a different reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Or would it be the Attitude Era mode, which is something we're all looking forward to playing? The Attitude Era mode isn't what we know so far from the Attitude Era mode. You'll be able to play through 6 different characters storyline modes on it. DX, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, WrestleMania 15, and I believe Vince McMahon.
Ooh, that'll be interesting.
So you'll be able to play from Vince when he became Mr. McMahon all the way up to the corporation and throughout the corporation. Undertaker, you play out against Kane, Mankind, and up to WrestleMania 15, I believe his ends. The Rock, you play Mankind, you play the corporate Rock, you play the People's Champion Rock, and you play the Austin rivalry. Stone Cold, you beat the fuck out with everyone.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 15, I believe, is mainly the other storylines leading up to WrestleMania 15. So the DX does include Shawn and Triple H forming DX, and then the rest of DX forming with the exception of China.
What about Rick Rude?
I believe Rick Rude is talked about as a non-playable character at the moment. Speaking of non-playable characters,
yes.
Confirmed. I don't know if Rick Rude is. I can't confirm that. I've just heard it's a rumor.
Yeah.
He may appear. I know he appears especially on the videos they've made. So, but I don't know if he's on the game itself as a interactive character. But confirmed, two managers have been confirmed.
Paul Heyman.
Paul Bearer.
Alright. Again.
And Ricardo Rodriguez. Both, when they are managers, Ricardo now will stand at the ringside throughout the match.
Alright.
Rather than disappearing after he did his mouse.
Yeah.
They are confirmed. Heyman's not confirmed to be in the game at all.
Oh.
So
DLC.
It's a shame.
No, that's all the DLC that you'll get.
In the future.
No, that's all they announced their DLC, and they've never added any extra on the WWE since for the last couple of years. If Heyman's on it, it'll be unlockable, but it won't be a DLC because they do their DLC like they did last week for one reason: to say this is how much it's going to cost you. Get the fan access because it's cheaper.
Is Hornswoggle playable yet?
No, Hornswoggle's not in the game at all. I don't think. Though, wasn't there a cheat one year you could use them as a weapon?
Yeah, you came out of the ring and
give you a shillelagh.
Yeah.
But that's all I've got so far.
Well,
so either next week you'll get the WWE 13 creation modes, or you'll get the WWE 13 after shooting.
The most important thing, though, will it be a good game to play, or will it be a broken piece of shit like WWE 12? Because that's my biggest worry.
Yeah, but can I just say this to you, right? I like WWE 12 and don't think it's broken, because I enjoy playing it. And you said the same thing, you enjoy playing it. I really think you don't like...
You said it's a broken piece of shit at times.
I think it's a broken piece of shit at times.
Yeah.
But you don't say it's the worst game in the history because you can't win a match on it.
No, it's just...
Yeah, my little brother can kick my ass at it because he can understand the controls.
Yeah, you said yourself, if you understand the controls, it's a good game.
Yeah.
And I can understand the controls, so I think it's a good game. You don't like it.
I played WWE 12 as basically a WWE manager game. Like, I think that's what... Is it a manager game?
Yeah, promotion game, you know.
Yeah, like with the football, FIFA games.
Yeah, manager and that.
Yeah. So I play like general manager.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do. I like to see this. Sometimes I'll fight if I like play against a computer or something like that. But you know, if I play against somebody else, I'm fucked.
It has the worst controls since Raw. It's Sega Mega Drive.
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree with you there at all because I think the controls are easy enough to use. Really do.
Again, it's
the reversal system. All this.
There's nothing hard about it.
But I do find issues with it myself personally.
A lot of people do. A lot of people.
But again,
that's fair enough.
It's a 50-50 split amongst people. You know what I mean? People like it, people don't. I mean, some people think some of the old SmackDown before the SmackDown versus Raw games were terrible. I have to think some of them are okay actually. I really like Here Comes the Pain. I love that game. But each to their own. But
shut your mouth. That's how it was that.
Well, yeah. Well, I like little
SmackDown 2.
Yeah.
2-player story mode.
Oh, that was good.
And it didn't have
Raw
an end.
Raw 2 with modifications could have been awesome.
Could have been,
The Xbox.
No, but you can't beat No Mercy in my opinion.
Yeah, while Raw 2, women could be champion.
Yeah.
You know that was awesome for me. You know, because imagine the storylines you can create with your mates. Yeah. But anyway,
it should be.
That's all the wrestling news and rumours and sports and other jazz. So it's time for me to hand over the show to my colleague as he fulfills your nostalgia requests in this week's You Get It! Yes. We're just embracing the jingle.
Yeah. Alright, once again, we are a Distill line off Coke Cabana. We are fan-supported podcast. You know? But in this case, I'm not asking for your money like Coke does. I'm just asking for your suggestions. And once again, 2 people give me... Actually, 3 people did, 2 people. But, you know, the usual 2. Anna and, Gary. That's Seen It Through Fan and at You Gotta Get Got.
You gotta watch it, Dan.
No, you kept speaking over me, so I said you gotta get got. But, if you want to continue...
I'm the guy that botches that, dude. You can't take that away from me. That's my gimmick.
Yep.
That's one of my many.
Right. So after You Gotta Get Got, asked Rick for Ric Flair matches, one previous and one before and after Millennium, because as he says, he's been around for a bit.
So before he returned as the half owner or something like that.
No, before 2000 and after 2000.
All right.
Millennium.
Yeah. But I was just trying to think, he was in like Dudes and Jokers, so
yeah.
So it was like
basically before he was because no one saw him. Basically before he was the owner.
I'm trying to speak to like my level.
Yeah, you are correct. Yes.
Yeah. No, because it was before the Millennium is 2000, so that's why I went. I didn't go before. I didn't go before he was in WWE.
Yeah, but from what was it, March 01.
Yeah. To November.
But he didn't have a match for Donkeys before that.
January. It was but he was still there. So
for him,
You gotta remember, I'm only ickle and stupid.
Well, you're fucking tiny, but that's no excuse.
It's charming.
So basically, what I went for was the Nate Shaboy. Woo! Ric Flair versus Triple H, WWE, Raw, 5/2/1, 19th of the 5th, 2003. And this is a hell of a match. And once again, this is Ric Flair proving that he is the dirtiest player in the game. as he proves to go on one-on-one with the game for the World Heavyweight title in Greensboro, North Kakalaki, or North Carolina.
I was about to say, you can't take a place seriously when they call themselves Kakalaki. It's just not going to happen.
This was the Nature Boy proving he had one more great match in him, and if he never give you another one, this would be good enough. I love it. It's an old school main event between two great ring technicians, and it's one of those ones that was for Raw. You have to watch it.
You can get it on the Best of Raw Volume 4, I think it is, on the Superstar Collection. Damn it, Sluggy. I have no idea, but I'll ring him back. But yes, that is one of our fans at D Sluggy ringing me right now.
It's a tweeting show, not a calling show. You want to contact us? Twitter and Tumblr.
And secondly, before the millennium, I went to the 19th of the 5th, 1996 WCW Wrestling Slamboree 1996. Arn Anderson and Eddie Guerrero versus Randy Savage and Ric Flair. It's a tag team that features 4 great wrestlers, 4 great technicians doing what they do and doing what they do best. Eddie was still pretty young at this point, didn't have what he was in 2004, but still had, you could tell there was talent there. Arn Anderson was AA at AA. You know, he didn't need to do anything more than what AA had to do, and he didn't do anything else. Macho Man was still the Macho Man, and this was round about the time he went into Macho Madness. And the Nature Boy was always the Nature Boy, didn't matter what decade I went to, 60, 70, 80. The only time the Nature Boy wasn't the Nature Boy when he had shaved his head off, it looked like Dusty Rhodes. Never seen Dusty Rhodes, did he?
The thing about the Ric Flair Triple H match, it's on the the Best of Raw and the BTQ and all that. But that, for me, that match was an awesome match. But that is an example of what I would call # bad booking, because they should have built that up and give Ric Flair the title. It just had that downer ending. But then they made it the happy ending where Triple H put the belt on Erik.
Yeah.
No, that should have been a title reign. There's a few moments of that really they build up and it just pisses me off that they don't go anywhere with it.
Well, wasn't because the idea behind we said Ric Flair Triple H, you said, but it was the idea about they were actually trying to screw over Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, because Triple H said, "I'll give you the title shot, and I'll just lie down," and he goes, "I lie down for no man."
Hell yeah!
And it should have just been, even if like I said, he held it for a week. It's all I ask. Bret Hart, US champion, 1 week.
Could have been argued. Could be argued. Yeah.
Now Anna, who was alive when Ric Flair debuted back in 1941.
You're only as young as you feel.
She must feel fucking decades. She must feel decades.
The only as who you're feeling.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's not quite right, is it?
No.
I like to point out, I've said fuck all about it. I'm just saying,
That's the same thing.
See, I take the piss out of her for liking Cena. That's totally different.
She asked for a Rob Van Dam match.
Yes.
Robert Van Dam.
No, no problems there. It was a matter of which one do I choose.
Uh-huh.
So I went for one. People asked they like this part to be a little bit more challenging. So ECW, Crossing the Line, the 1st to the 2nd, 1997. John Crotus and Perry Saturn, the Eliminators, the best damn tag team in the world today, versus the whole effing show, Rob Van Dam, and the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal, death-defying maniac, Sabu!
Snowing up there now.
Sabu!
The Sheep's up there.
Cheeky baby.
The original Sheepy.
It's one of those matches where John Crotus and Perry Saturn was such a great tag team. It's a shame that when Perry left to WCW, he didn't take John Crotus with him, because the two of them together would have been phenomenal on the big stage. And RVD and Sabu have always had this inner working where they look at each other and they know what the other one's thinking, which is weird for two doped out fucking lunatics.
Right.
But it's great tag team wrestling. It's great movements. You see some great matches. You see total elimination. You see 5-star frog splashes. You see Arabian face busts. You see chairs. I believe you see tables at some point. But more importantly, you see Perry Saturn versus Sabu and John Crotus versus RVD. John Crotus was the only man at 300 pounds who I ever seen do a 450 splash and not hurt anyone. RVD is the only person I know who can probably touch the top of a building from jumping from the floor. And Saturn, when he wanted to put it on, he put it on well, and Sabu is Sabu. There's not much more you can say about Sabu.
On Vintage Collection,
it
was Saturn versus Jericho from WCW.
Oh, that's amazing.
The only thing...
Loser wears a dress match.
You forgot that, you sin, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a sin or uncensored. You
No,
know
Sam, I think it's Sam Barry.
The only thing Sabu can't do with the chair is similar.
Yeah. Unless, there's Sunny around and there's a bathroom.
Yeah.
Now, I was asked on Tumblr by Anonymous, can I have a Christopher Daniels match? I went, sure. And they went, yeah, can you make it non-TNA?
Oh.
Not a problem.
I thought he was going to say non-unbreakable.
That was real simple. Can you make it non-TNA? Yeah, I can do that. Shit, it's Christopher Daniels. Anywhere he goes, he puts on a classic.
I want a WWE one.
Then I went to Ring of Honor.
Oh.
Crowning a champion. You can hurt all you want. That's where he got his main start. That's where he got his big break.
Shotgun Saturday is where he got his real start.
Crowning a champion, ROH crowning a champion, Ring of Honor. Christopher Daniels versus Low-Key versus Doug Williams versus Spanky in a 4-way Iron Man match.
My fucking God.
The match was a half-an-hour match, I believe. 4-way, fatal 4-way Iron Man match to crown the first ever ROH World Champion. And if you don't want to watch that, I ain't got nothing for you.
I have Taka Michinoku versus Christopher Daniels from WWF Shotgun Saturday.
Once again, next week I'll have stats. Because I believe Geek King does the you gotta watch, not Erik Van Djismie. But it's okay, because I'll put the work in and he'll jump in at any point he wants to. Kind of if we were tag teaming.
I'd blind tag you and get the pin if you'd wait the whole match.
Pretty much.
I'd take both your belts off you.
Okay, guys, we'll grab your notes.
At least I don't lie about it.
Grab your notepads and pens, sit down for class, because it's now time for Djismie Stats.
Wait, let's finish.
Anyway, Djismie.
Hello.
Now, would I be correct in assuming that this week's stats will not be about weddings?
No, but it would have been somebody involved in the wedding stats when they do eventually come. This man is as Dan likes to say it in the best Tony Chimmel voice, the rated R
Superstar!
Edge. See, I give him a part in my segment even.
Yeah, if I give you a part, I wouldn't jump in, would I?
You can jump in all you like. Correct me if I get something wrong.
I'll not. Thanks.
Well, we'll see if we get something wrong first.
I wouldn't know.
Oh. Well, this is stats about Mr. Copeland's career.
You okay? So
right.
away.
Edge is a 4-time WWE champion. Yes. He is a 7-time World Heavyweight Champion, which is the most reigns of that championship. He is a 1-time United States Champion. Yes, it does count in the same history, even though it was under the WCW banner in the Invasion storyline. A 5-time Intercontinental Champion. And Mr. Copeland, you are a 12-time World Tag Team Champion. 7 times with Christian.
I knew that was coming.
Once with Hulk Hogan. Once with Randy Orton. Once with Chris Jericho. And twice with Chris Benoit. You are also a 2-time WWE Tag Team Champion. Once with Rey Mysterio and once with Chris Jericho. So that makes you a 14-time Tag Team Champion. Altogether.
This is where he would throw in the obligatory hashtag know your stats.
Yes. You're right. He is also a 1-time King of the Ring winner in 2001.
Yes.
He won the Money in the Bank match in 2005 at WrestleMania 21. But he also won the Money in the Bank briefcase in 2007 from the WrestleMania 23 match from Mr. Kennedy. Which ironically was...
Kennedy.
Yes. Which ironically...
Kennedy!
Which ironically was Edge's first WrestleMania defeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won the Royal Rumble in 2010.
Not the year after, like you said it was.
Yeah. He was obviously inducted in the Hall of Fame just this year. And he is a 3-time Slammy Award winner. One for Superstar of the Year in 2010. Couple of the Year with Steven's favourite Vicky Guerrero in 2008. And he won the Slammy Award of Oh Snap! Meltdown of the Year 2010.
Attacking the...
Yes, where he attacked the anonymous general manager with his head.
Indeed.
He also formed a stable before WWE when he was on Saxon Hardcastle with Joey Legend, Christian Cage, The Rhino, called Thug Life, and they were managed by Johnny Hanson.
He's also undefeated in hair versus hair matches against Kurt Angle in 2002 at Judgment Day.
I was going to say that win one, have one, win one.
And ironically now he has no hair. And that
he says he won't be going back either.
Was my Djismie, and that was Djismie's stats.
Which guess let's mosey on down to everyone's favourite segment of
mosey on down.
It's everyone's favourite segment. It's the most interactive segment of hashtag Total Markouts, none other than hashtag Fan Corner.
Dun, dun, dun.
We have a jingle.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
I saved Fan Corner.
Do you actually know the rest of that tune, by the way?
No.
Right, I was just wondering.
What the fuck was that?
I'm the Damien Sandow of this show. Anyway, we have a few questions at you.
Actually, you didn't say it's a show because I had 4 questions before you even said what you had.
No, but I got the Twitter questions.
Anyway.
There was only 2 last week. It wasn't good.
I've got...
Well, no, but I don't expect 1,800 every week.
I've got 3 Twitter questions, including a last-minute one that Cedar's True fan sent in a couple of minutes, well, a few minutes ago, actually.
Yeah.
I've got 4 questions from Facebook. You've got questions from Yahoo.
Yeah.
You've got questions on Tumblr.
Yes!
And
it
Twitter.
is amazing, this Fan Corner. People are asking.
So, I'm going to run through my list quickly. At Cedar's True fan asks, if you could erase any wrestler from wrestling history, assuming they took a different profession, who would it be and why? Djismie, we'll start with you.
John Cena, because he is part of the reason that WWE is the way it is. I feel like he is one of the reasons wrestling is not the same. Goodbye, John Cena. You would be not squashing all the roster for the last 10 years.
Dan.
Well, mine would be... Actually, I don't know.
Really?
There's a few I'd want to get rid of.
Oh, there's a few I'll get rid of, but he'd be my main culprit.
Yeah, probably, but... Alright, I'll go with his partner in crime.
Yeah.
Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
Because he's a fucking prick.
Yeah. And all the other reasons what I said, I applied to Dave Bautista.
Okay. If I could erase any wrestler from wrestling history, who would it be? Lex Luger. Actually, no. No, I know exactly who it would be. Abdullah the Butcher. Fuck you, Abdullah. Fuck you up the arse.
Why?
Because of the shit he caused with not even tell people about his illness and then getting other people ill and then costing them their fucking dreams. You know, that kind of pisses me off a little
No,
bit.
just because it was asked why, so I just...
Oh, no, I'm happy to explain.
Oh, yeah,
it's just that
I know why. I know why.
Just talking about him pisses me off. For fucking
Next question!
If you could erase any wrestling championship from history, which she says any company, which would it be? And again, that is from Cedar's True fan. So any championship from any company. For me, it would be the Smoking Skulls, because I think it's one of the ugliest belts in history. It's even worse than the tag titles.
Are we just talking belts here? Are we talking actual...
Belts? Like, championships, I assume.
We do.
I consider that one. If you just thought about design... I'll make it easier. If you talk about the title, like the title design, Smoking Skulls, if you talk about the actual championship and whatever design it comes in...
Get rid of the pure championship, because that is a bunch of bullshit from Ring of Honor. There you go. Wait, it is gone. Woo! But I would have never created it.
For me, probably the Divas Championship is ridiculous. Women's Championship would...
Mine's Divas, because you didn't need the Divas, you already had the Women's Championship.
Yeah. No, but you could understand where they were going, though.
No, you couldn't.
They wanted a title on each brand, and they got rid of the Cruiserweight, so they brought the Divas.
And as far as I look...
right?
I looked at the title.
No.
The ECW WWE version when they brought the big silver fucking phoenix and a bunch of fucking shit. That was.
A quick show of hands. Who would quite happily trade the Divas Championship for the Cruiserweight if they included Divas in that as well? Not Dan, just me and Djismie Kipper. What about if they did include the Divas? Would you be aware of that?
Yeah, that's the Cruiserweight back.
Fair enough. Facebook question. Last question from Seas True Fan on Twitter. Best pay-per-view of the year so far, except for Mania and Rumble, and the best matches from the pay-per-view you selected.
Best bastard.
Best pay-per-view except Rumble and
Mania. So for 2012.
Wow.
And the best matches from those pay-per-views.
SummerSlam.
Money in the Bank.
I was close.
Money in the Bank purely for the Money in the Bank.
I was close for Money in the Bank.
SmackDown Money in the Bank match was my favourite on that.
SummerSlam and it'd be Ziggler versus Jericho.
Probably say.
I would say the last few's been pretty good actually.
I'd probably say Money in the Bank, and I would say the SmackDown Money in the Bank match.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Facebook questions. Paul from Catchgate asks, first of all, he's asked 4 questions.
Yes,
that's what
we like.
Right, here we go. How do the Marks feel about CM Punk's actions of striking a fan on Raw this past week? Djismie, why don't you
Personally,
start?
you do not do that. I think that's one of the biggest, scummiest actions you could ever do.
Yeah, thought so.
It really, no, you do. I mean, any profession.
No, go ahead.
You do not touch the public in any job. If that was anybody else in any sort of job, you would have been sacked instantly. You cannot attack your clients.
Let's push him down the stairs.
Not even the same guy.
No, he
get attacked.
Because if you watched it, and we've seen the footage up close,
so
the guy underneath it goes underneath the guy who gets hit and taps him in the back of the head. And then as he's standing there, as soon as Punk turns around, he moves, and it looks like it's behind him.
So you just lash out at the nearest
person?
No,
he swung his arm because he's seen
so
the
logic.
So he
lashed out at an innocent person.
I'm not saying he was right, but what I'm saying is, if I'm getting pushed, and if some fucker says push him down the stairs, every fucker in that vicinity, and you know what I'm like, would have got their head bashed in. I never said he was right. Nah. But what I'm saying is, it's not a scummy move, because if someone's pushing me down the stairs, I want to take my livelihood away from me, I want to potentially injure me so I can never wrestle again. You're talking about pushing someone down a fucking flight of stairs.
You're talking about hitting the wrong person.
You're talking about pushing someone down a flight of stairs.
So an innocent person gets hit.
Hey.
You know what I mean? An innocent person gets hit.
I'm not saying that's right. Right? I'm not saying that the innocent person got hit. That's bad. But quite frankly, the fucking dick shouldn't have been there in the first place. And WWE security is there when Cena's there. Is there when Jericho was there. Is there when Rock's going through the crowd. Why weren't they there when Punk was in the crowd? Because
Punk
it's their fault.
At anybody.
He was going to get pushed down.
So personally, I think he should be stripped of the title, either sacked or
But you just want Punk gone as well, though.
No, that would be anyone. You just do not do that. You do not do that in
so
any line of work.
So what about when The Rock smacked someone in 2000?
When?
In Judgment Day, when he whacked a fucking fan?
You mean where they both him and Triple H clattered into the guy, you mean?
No, The Rock slapped a fan in 2000, it's well known.
In the Iron Man match.
No, because it was it was a house show, he smacked the fan in the face.
Well, that's not right either then.
But would The Rock get fired as well?
Should have been then. If that is true, yes, because you do not do that.
Hey,
that's like, right, say you work in a shop, and somebody's winding up and you end up hitting the wrong person. You just do that.
I'm not saying it's right you hit the wrong person.
Well, why is he swinging out without looking at who he's hitting?
Because the fucker was right behind him. If he's hiding behind him, he knows he's a fucking dick. Went on Twitter and bragged about it afterwards. That I was the guy that said we should push him down. He deserves to be put into the middle of a fucking ring and get his head kicked in. Punk's apologised to the fan, said he lashed out in a moment of madness, and he didn't mean it. He would do anything to make up for it, which isn't like Punk anyway, because he's not that sort of guy. If he makes a mistake, he apologises and moves the fuck on. Right? He knows he's in the wrong.
After his tweet of hands of stone.
Fuck off.
No, that's what he put.
I know, but
hands of stone.
You know what?
I'm such a big hard man. I can hit someone in the crowd.
How about this, right? Me and you go outside. I'll fucking hit you and tweet hands of stone, and then you can find out whether that makes me a hard man or not. It doesn't. Here's the thing. It doesn't make him right. He wasn't proud. He apologised for it and said he wasn't proud of it. But here's the thing. I bet when next time he goes in the crowd, no fucker's going to touch him. I sent one message. That's all you need to fucking send. Next question.
The guy should sue.
The guy's not pressing charges.
Yeah, no, which is unbelievable.
Well, the guy said he understands. He accepts the apologies. He's not pressing charges.
Well, that's his prerogative, of course.
And let me guess, he's a fucking idiot.
He is.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Right.
Could you imagine what you could have got from that? From some dickhead hitting you. What you deserve.
Right. I'm going to answer this without any of the invested emotion involved. When I first saw the situation myself, my immediate reaction was, you got to strip the guy of the title. You don't hit a fan. And then I looked back at everything else I've been presented, wanted to view everything. He was struck. Here's my problem where it comes down to it ultimately, right? You have a representative of your company, the representative of your company, striking a fan. You've got a media blitz. If this was the Attitude Era, I'd shrug.
You would have fucking used this if it was the Attitude Era.
Yeah. I'd shrug and go, fine, check out the way. Right now, in my mind, I'm like, that fan needs to be... If that was the right fan, I'd have been like, had it coming. Because it was the wrong fan, though...
there's a thing, actually, Djismie. If it hit the right guy...
Well, his stance would be the same.
You do not lash out.
So if someone's going like this to you, consistently pushing you like that, and saying push him down the stairs, you don't touch the fucker.
Not lash out. That's like me being in my job. If somebody did that and I lashed out, I would get sacked. So you're like that.
Yeah, but no, you're not looking at...
Yes, I am. I'm looking at it as in clients and workers.
Is there
you
a
do
difference?
not put your hand...
If it's the right... If the person's if they touch you first, and they're going to push you down the fucking stairs, and you knock the guy out, right, it's the right one, what's
you still shouldn't be touching them like that. You should still not be lashing out.
So what should you do? Should you let them push you down the stairs?
You should be able to protect yourself in an arrogant manner, but not just swinging out like that.
Says the guy who's never had a fight in his fucking life.
So basically, here's my kind of thing about it, right? My ultimate question comes down to when I look at responsibility. CM Punk's got responsibility for swinging. The fans got responsibility for swinging out. And ultimately, my question comes down to where the fuck was security? Because security's job is to prevent that from happening. Wrestlers need to conduct themselves in a proper manner. But at that point, I'm discussing with Cena's actions myself. I believe, he has the right to defend himself, and I'm also believe that if someone's like pissing you around, like trying to push you, you slap them. That's how I was brought up. I was brought up old school. Like, let's say right now, if Dan started hitting me right now, my first response would be, I'm going to twat you as hard as I can, and if you don't go down the first time, I'll twat you until you get the message. Yep. Because there's defending yourself, and then there's just temporarily situation. So ultimately, what do I think? I honestly think we need a fine here. We need a personal compensation payout to the fan. The security needs to be...
TNA took care of that.
Yeah, the arena security needs to be suspended, because they didn't do their job.
But WWE security wasn't there either. So they need
to. And Vince McMahon needs to accept responsibility for this as well because it's his ship. Mm-hmm. If it had been quite obviously clear to us, like if it was me and I got hit here and I went for the guy there, and strip like that, I'd be like, right, fuck, get your title off him. Right now, I'm like, he thinks Rock's getting the title. I think that would be my...
thinks Rock was getting it anyway.
Yeah, but no, I didn't think he was going to get it anyway, but my kind of response is like, you've got to make it up at least that way. CM Punk can't be invincible. You've got to make an example. I love Punk. I love the fact he's champion, but you can't let this stand. You have to make an example out of Punk. But you've got to let the rest of the wrestlers know. You've got to conduct yourself. Yeah, it's tough out there, dude. We're not saying don't defend yourself, but what he did wasn't defending himself. At that point, it was lashing out with rage. Me personally, if I'd been able to keep my cool, which again, I accept that he lost his cool. I'm not saying we should all be like, you hate me. If he was able to retain his cool, I imagine he would have turned around and still would have done the same thing. Because Punk, he's from Chicago.
Well, it's not just that.
Yeah.
It's not that he would have done the same thing. But you're talking about keeping your cool. In that situation, you can't keep your cool.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, what would the best outcome? The best outcome.
Best outcome is he hit the right person.
Okay,
that's in that situation. That's the best
I'm
outcome.
talking about like just my personal opinion here, guys.
I know.
For me, it's a case of turning around and being like, "I will knock you the fuck." Like turn around, like, "Who the fuck you thinking of?" The guy, "Whoa, it wasn't me." Then who the fuck was it? Turn around and be like, "I will fuck you up." Sometimes the threat alone is enough from a wrestler, but there are a million ways to handle it.
But that's the problem with it, though. In the people, you see them all the time. I'll knock a wrestler out if you come near me. So with Punk, they look at Punk, he's the same size as them, and they'll probably fight him.
Yeah.
You never seen anyone do it to Dead Man when he was in the middle of the crowd.
Yeah.
No one does it to Kane when he walks through the crowd.
My ultimate, if I was going to sum up my opinion in one word, if CM Punk got stripped of the title, I wouldn't argue against it.
It's fair.
It wouldn't be my choice, given everything that I would punish him. It would be my first choice, but if he got stripped of the title, I'd be like, fair play. Now, after that explosion, how do the Marks feel about the recent cracks showing in the 3-hour broadcast of Raw with Vince being verbally attacked by a top star that the show, the product is getting worse?
Yeah, apparently, by the sounds of what the rant was, if you don't know, the rant was a top star saying you've got your finger off the pulse. You don't know what's going on in reality. You're so far out of context. You don't know what's going on. You wouldn't have a clue what was current. I believe they used.
Yeah.
And he's the only reason they don't leave is because they want to see Vince McMahon's face when the ship goes down. The top star is reportedly by a lot of sources CM Punk saying this because CM Punk wants this show to be improved. I feel it should be 2 hours. I thought 3 hours was a mistake from the start because of the show. And because I didn't think the show could hold up for 3 hours for every time. The 3 hours are a special, Plus, if it's a 3-hour Raw, what's the special about a pay-per-view? As far as it being look at Larry King.
Oh, God.
Larry King isn't a current... No, he's not, if you wanted someone... I hate to use the phrase, but someone current and hip, as much as he might not be the right guy.
Conan Bryan?
Well, Conan or Craig Ferguson, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. Any of them would work. If you wanted a news guy to make it seem like a news show, Piers Morgan's currently the top guy in that sort of
I would pay to see him tombstone by King.
Is it currently an interview segment,
Tombstone by
He is a WWE.
Exactly. And as far as this goes, I would say, the recent cracks is just going to get worse until they go 2 hours. And I've heard they're going 2 hours at the beginning of next year.
Djismie, your thoughts on 3 hours?
I like 3 hours. I like the idea of it. But I think what they need to do, they need to start using all the talent. They've got so many shows now, right? There's no excuse for everybody not being used every week.
Well, they've got 3 hours. You've got an extra hour. So
you've got 3 hours, you've got Saturday Morning Slam, you've got main event, and you've got Superstars.
So, what I'm saying,
SmackDown.
It needs to be more storyline based. They need to get more people in. It can't just be match. Like, not last week, the week before, there was 8, 9 matches on Raw. That is overkill.
I actually enjoyed that.
There needs to be more development of storylines. There needs to be, and they're like the same Vince is out of date. They need more elaborate storylines like they used to do. That's where they need to go. And now they have this extra hour to develop these. They need to go off the wall with some stuff. They need to keep stuff in reality. They need to have that fine base.
Yeah, so far, half an hour of that extra hour is recap.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, the SmackDown, it's a 2 hour show, 40 minutes of it you get for actual new footage.
Yeah. Again, from Paul, how do the Marks feel about Ryback being a possible replacement for John Cena at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view?
Feed me more.
I agree.
Not just because he's Jupiter. I like Ryback. Always have liked Ryback.
If he became WWE champion, would we accept it?
Yep, and it probably would happen. Seeing as a punishment, it probably would give the belt to him if they couldn't give it to Cena.
Last question from Paul: can I be a guest on the show?
Yes, you can be on the show November 2nd.
Wow. Okay.
It's the night of the house show.
Is that because we're not here?
I probably will be here.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm on TV, so.
So, question. So, Djismie, what about questions from Yahoo?
Yahoo! Wait, is it?
No, that's old school.
Yeah.
I've first seen that.
Relive the gimmick.
Right.
Ow.
Yes.
Just twisted my leg there.
This is from Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball.
88.
Dragon Ball 88.
Yep. Hi, Marks. Love the show.
Yay!
Out of the three of you,
yes,
who owns the most wrestling merchandise from all of the companies?
Erik Van Djismie.
Djismie.
Because Erik Van Djismie owns every pay-per-view from roughly 88 to 2004.
I own a couple of t-shirts, a couple of DVDs,
yeah.
and World Heavyweight Championship.
Djismie owns about 15 t-shirts. I own about, 7 or 8 I've got now. I've got a decent collection. I am getting the Zack Ryder Broski one next week, actually.
Yeah,
so that's 9.
Yeah. But who wants the most #Total Archive merchandise?
That would be you.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That'd be you, boss.
Yeah. Oh my! I'll say I've probably got the most videos.
Wow.
Not being funny or anything.
No, that's just
by about 400.
I think I'm missing one from the 80s.
Yeah.
I've got, like you say,
Are you missing the wrestling classic?
The wrestling classic. Yeah.
The wrestling classic.
The wrestling classic.
Then the rest of it, you got just about all the 90s.
Just about.
That's every video, not just pay-per-views, people. That's every video biopic they did, specials they did, compilations they did.
Best of
Raws, Hardcore, Desire, The Divas,
Eve of Destruction.
Yeah, Eve of Destruction.
I haven't got every video, but
just about.
Pay-per-views in the 2000s, I've got everything up to 03, and then 04 it kind of dindles a bit. I haven't got everything.
But your love kind of dindled for the show at the time, so you understand not rushing out and getting them.
But then I look at it again, I think, well, there's not that many. There's probably about 40 pay-per-views missing from 04 to today.
I think in total, there's 41.
Bear in mind, I haven't got anything from this year yet. So
I have WrestleMania 28 on Blu-ray. I got the most Blu-rays. I got 4.
Oh, 1.
Best of Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, I got
that. I got 3 when I went for a sign and see. Was that William Regal?
William
Regal and Layla.
Yeah, that first 10 in the queue or something?
Yeah, first 10 in the queue.
Damn right.
Damn skippy hippie.
Yeah.
I have the Stone Cold Steve Austin Bottom Line, which is an excellent documentary. I have Royal Rumble 2010, and I have WrestleMania 28.
Well, my next one will be Royal Rumble 2012 on Blu-ray. But the other, also part 2 of this question.
Yeah.
Well, we've kind of gone through it, but it's like, what's the sort of stuff you own? Yeah. Probably what's some of your most obscure stuff?
Oh.
I own a Stone Cold Steve Austin video, which is from the Attitude Era, which chronicles pretty much him talking about how they were trying to turn him heel when we're all the way up to him winning the WWE Championship, and from Shawn Michaels going on to defending it against Dude Love, and it pretty much ends somewhere right
in 98.
So like that. I also own the World Heavyweight Championship replica belt. I own a few Shawn Michaels and Eddie Guerrero t-shirts. I own a SummerSlam, which was Randy Orton versus Hogan. I own I own WrestleMania 20. I think it's WrestleMania 20 on DVD. I own Shawn Michaels' most recent DVD. I own Shawn Michaels' Heartbreak and Triumph autobiography. I own 2 Mick Foley books, Countdown to Lockdown and Hardcore Diaries. Eric Bischoff's Controversy Creates Cash. And I think that's pretty much it of all the stuff I own.
Anthology CD?
Yes, I own the Anthology CD, the original CD, and my little brother has a fuck ton of wrestling toys because he's awesome.
I own countless DVDs. I have videos that technically they're not merchandise because I have a lot of my old school Raw videos that when I was a kid, my mum and dad would record on the night.
Yes.
I still have a load of them tapes, like old.
VCR.
Very much like if I wanted to, I could start a nice trading tape collection. Jim Cornette would be proud.
Yeah.
Of that, I have countless DVDs. I have ECW videos. ECW from the 99, 98. I have a Batista. I have a Batista t-shirt. About 3 Undertaker t-shirts, 2 Triple H t-shirts. A Macho Man Randy Savage t-shirt. A DX t-shirt. 2 DX t-shirts. A Taz work shirt. An MVP t-shirt.
Jeff Hardy, Triple H.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy and Jeff Hardy t-shirt. I have a CM Punk t-shirts. I have the double fists. The Jeff Hardy top rope one. which I consistently wear. A Mick Foley t-shirt. I have most of the books they released. Batista. I have just about all the Mick Foley ones. The Rock's, China's, which is a bunch of a fairy tale right there. Like, that's the first non-fiction one they did. Ric Flair's, William Regal's, which is signed by William Regal, personalized as well.
Quiz book.
The quiz book, the WWE board game, the DVD board game,
haven't seen that DVD.
which I have.
That's a DVD I don't own.
As well as that, I have. And actually, my most obscure one might be the Undertaker comic book. I have the Undertaker comic book from the 1998, the first issue that Wizard gave out. A friend of mine found that in their collection and gave it to me for free, and I'm very happy for that. So thank you very much for that, Stuart.
I've got quite a lot of magazines in the past.
Oh, I have a shit ton of magazines as well, don't I? Yeah.
For me, I own wrestling on every media format. Video, DVD, Blu-ray, and even UMD.
Yes, I did until I
you sold
gave
it.
you.
So, that out of the way, I've got the Rock's book.
I even have Dave Batista's book.
Yeah. I've got Bret Hart autobiography signed.
Well, I wanted to see if he went into detail about Melina's pussy.
Didn't have.
No, he didn't, man. He didn't. It was fucking disappointing as hell. I don't know if he was, if it was tight or when. No, she does a lot of exercise, so I was wondering, if it was tight or whether it was slack.
Wow.
John Morrison had really stretched the fucker out, or whether Batista found it loose because he's such a tiny pepper dick. I was just wondering.
I also own the Encyclopedia. It's probably one of my best buys ever.
You're like a broken down school. You've just got no class.
I got lots of class, just below.
I've got shitloads of t-shirts, Rock, Undertaker, Too Cool, a couple of the tour t-shirts, WrestleMania.
Well, you usually try and get a tour t-shirt when you go, don't you?
I've got the
I was there
one.
Ones,
I've got the Rockers Return to WrestleMania, Team Bring It. What else? I've got lots of old vintage WWF Hasbro action figures and some newer WCW ones and WWE ones.
I have Bubba Ray and Terry Funk. That mascot Mini Funk got me when he was away.
Yeah.
The likes of like Hulk Hogan, the Nasty Boys, the Bushwhackers, just all
quite a lot of stuff basically.
But what I'm probably I've also got TNA DVDs, WCW videos, ECW videos, unauthorized wrestling stuff.
Well, don't you have the Smoky Mountain Wrestling ones where Kane's on as the Unabomber?
Yes.
You have that.
Where they have the hand match.
Yeah,
it was Jerry the King Lawler's most obscure matches. It was filmed in between. It was fired from February 1 to November 1, and it's got the most obscure. It's also got the Jericho and Lance Storm versus I can't remember the really bloody match.
The heavy bloody
that awesome bloody match. That's even
where the fan puts his finger in Jericho's blood, licks it, and goes, "Yeah, that's fake." That's hillbilly for you there, man.
I really don't even know how they got the rights to these matches on this.
Smoky Mountain, because it was just before he sold the library.
But I found that in a charity shop for 50 pence, so I grabbed it. But the most obscure thing was the thing I found earlier this week.
Yeah.
Was an original vintage WCW comic.
Oh, wow.
Which I couldn't even remember having. And it was from, I think, 91. So I remember 4. It's got
14.
It's got I had a quick flick through it. It's one of the major things is Farouk winning the WCW title.
That's cool.
So it's like, wow.
So Ron Simmons.
So I've also got lots of signed programs, shows.
Well, we got a few signed stuff,
Honestly, if I got everything out, I wouldn't like to say.
Well, your signed program for WrestleMania must be. Did you just buy one on the day?
Buy one at Access
and just went around
a lot of them, Buy a lot of legends, really, like Joe Briscoe and Jim Snooker. Because we just got their Hall of Fame things signed and stuff. Shitloads, basically,
Couple of questions.
Actually, I've got a few Twitter ones, so I'll go for them.
Oh, Twitter ones.
From Sluggy.
Yes.
Do you think WWE should release some Attitude Era merch to promote W13? Such as old school Rock and Austin shirts? My answer to that is they do.
Absolutely, yeah.
They already actually release old school t-shirts. It's in the retro section of WShop.com.
There's a lot more that could be added to
there's a lot more. I mean,
some
of the retro stuff isn't Attitude Era. It's I mean, CM Punk's first shirts and
honestly,
old school Kane ones, but like the ones they released for Austin is like Austin's 316 or what. Like,
I think they should do a promotion where, like, obviously there's a lot of pre-order stuff where you could get like Tyson and shit like that. Yeah. One of them should be like do a bundle pack where you can buy the game and you'll get a random Attitude Era t-shirt.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Like
yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Since the logo's not blurred anymore,
which will start on the Brock Lesnar DVD, I've heard, and they have. We mentioned that they cancelled the WWE last week. We mentioned that Attitude Era DVD was cancelled. Yeah. It's just been announced that it is going ahead, and that they don't know where that rumor came from in the first place.
Yeah,
it'll be out November 30th in America.
Nice one.
So expect it.
What would I release, especially with this? Yeah. WWF pay-per-view box sets from.
Oh, I've got an idea. WWE Universe, get the F in.
Well, yeah. How about the Attitude though? The Attitude shirt. The actual get some. You know.
Yeah. I think the rule is that they can use archive footage, but they can't reproduce anything new with it.
Yeah. So,
but I would, pay-per-view box sets all the way, unblurred stuff. I think it'd be really good watch for everyone.
Okay, old school merch again. Do you think WWE would make money from releasing some old ECW, WCW merch? My answer to this again is they kind of already do. Halloween Havoc Jamboree, they release new versions of T-shirts with the old school logos on and ECW's logos and that. Yeah. And with ECW, they are on a big thing of making the DVDs thing. So old merchandise. I'd love to see some like WWE have the balls to come out and reproduce some of Sting's old classic T-shirts.
Yeah.
You know, or and just go, fuck you. I'd love to see some of the Taz. To Taz's original FTW shirts and ECW, that sort of stuff. RVD 420, I just smoked your ass. Yeah, that was some of the stuff I'd like to see.
So, out to, again, DVDs, the WCW pay-per-views that never got released. Release them on DVD. Release them in box sets. 2001, you only had 3 pay-per-views. Release that as a unique set. Yeah. ECW.
The 3-disc DVD.
Yeah.
The last pay-per-view. The last days of ECW.
And just have the pay-per-view.
And you could have it maybe throw in like some odd, on the DVDs, you could have like special features. On the last pay-per-view, you could have the last Nitro. Mm-hmm. Or you could have like the last couple of, the last major moments that happened for that last month or something. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
Have some of that. ECW, the same. Get the DVDs released to get them all.
And you've got Paul Heyman back on staff.
Yeah.
You've never lost Joey Styles.
What I would really go for WWE as well, weekly program box sets. Get Raw box sets, Night Raw box sets. I know it'd be a hell of a lot of work and it would be expensive to produce, but I think this is some of the things the fans are buying.
Yeah,
ECW weekly.
It would, but I guarantee you spend all that money making 93, 94, and some fans, with exception of yourself, who wants everyone, would go, that was some pretty bad years, so,
they could also just go, right, what was the boom period? And again,
96, 97.
What if they did?
Go for one of them.
Go to the Monday Night Wars, right, and have, like, each DVD, like, be, like, a couple of weeks, like, maybe, like, worth a couple of weeks, and all that jazz, and, you go from there. Because then you can include things like, you can have Raw, Nitro, and then maybe like SmackDown if SmackDown was on, or Thunder if it was on that week, and then do it as like, like do a couple of weeks, because you might be able to do that in like a three box set, like 3 boxes worth, with 3
6 months. You can do it in 6 month chunks.
Yeah.
Even try we'll just say, try a month's box set.
Yeah.
You can have Raw, SmackDown, Heat, pay-per-view. Try it. Just try that. See what happens. What I mean?
Okay, Rubicon 86 asks, imagine if the WWE always had 2 world titles. Out of those who have never been world champion, who do you think would have been one?
Roddy Piper.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
Definitely Roddy Piper.
DiBiase Senior, man.
Owen Hart.
Would
have definitely. I mean, we've said a lot of these things, like Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
Would definitely have been there. Big Boss Man.
Rikishi.
That was for me a surprise that Boss Man never got the title.
I can't believe Boss Man didn't have it in the early 90s.
Well, he couldn't because Hogan had it.
Yeah, but with Slaughter and that.
Slaughter was only going to take him down by the American Hero, wasn't
he? Yeah, but
Yeah. And that's all.
Actually, another one, Rikishi.
Big Rikishi.
Could have been the champion at one point.
Yeah.
When he went to Boston. If that was the time, then.
Yeah. So.
I have an anonymous one off Twitter, which is quite new.
Yeah. Anonymous off Twitter?
Yeah. He sent me a DM and asked.
Alright.
He asked for it not to be mentioned. His name. So it's fair enough. One is a suggestion for Erik and Djismie.
Yeah.
If you want more followers on Twitter, how about not being so fucking open? That was just a thing. I'm assuming.
That's rather harsh.
I thought it was weird myself. I said it's just how he communicates with his girlfriend. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
He goes.
Do we know this person?
No. It's just someone who's followed me. He goes. He did say.
He's the informer from WWE magazine. So.
He did say he understood that aspect. He just didn't need to know everything, such as a conversation you had yesterday afternoon, and which included the words "wink, wink."
That wasn't me, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
That was not me.
I know, but that was his example. If CM Punk isn't the best in the world, who is? And show examples, meaning, and he also did put one parameter. You have to have had more than 2 matches in this year. So,
who is?
Yeah, who is the best in the world?
More than 2 matches. Gotta go with people with AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Christopher Daniels. 3, just like that.
Yeah.
Straight away.
No, he was just.
If it's got to be more than 2 matches, I'd probably go AJ Styles.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
He was wondering.
Fair enough.
That's all.
No. AJ Styles.
Yeah, it's a fair enough question. So, Tumblr.
Yes.
With our old friend, Mr. Greyface. Anonymous.
We're talking about other followers. Thrasher, Just Incredible, DDP, Domino, and Gene Snitsky don't have a problem with following us. So, I'm pretty
Because
open.
they have that many people they follow. It doesn't flood their fucking timeline.
Just Incredible follows about 400 people.
Yeah.
So it
won't flood his timeline.
Hey, you know what that unfollow button is?
No, it was a suggestion for you because you're obsessed with getting more followers.
That's what I was saying. Anybody can unfollow me, I don't care.
Which celebrity do you think could have a successful wrestling career if they started training now?
You're not care.
Jason Statham.
I
don't think I need to explain why.
Chuck Norris.
Jensen Ackles.
Okay.
Seriously.
I was being serious.
No, me. Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, another one from all these are anonymous, so I'm not even gonna,
Yeah.
If you could live and hang out with anyone for a year that was under a WWE contract, who would it be and why? AJ Lee, why the fuck do you think?
Anyone that's currently under WWE contract.
Oh, truth. Why the hell not? That would be fun. I'd get rowdy.
It's EVD and K Quick getting rowdy.
Come on. Road Dogg be on Manchester.
John Cena.
Wow.
Free ride?
Not just that.
Not
Not just that, but I've got a year to try and get in his head and work out what goes on and work out if he's genuine or just a fucking shit. Work out what kind of guy he is.
Does he really rise above it?
I'll say legitimately, is AJ Lee, and for a reason. It's not just because I'm attracted to her, but I'm attracted to her. And I actually do think she's a really cool person. I'd love to hang out with her.
She's an actual geek for
for like a few, for ages, like forever and ever.
So,
in my basement,
any more questions?
No one can hear her scream. Yeah, that's going quite creepy there.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Yeah. Hey, Marks.
Hey, fans.
I was curled up in bed last week, just crying with guilt. I was too ill to ask you guys a question.
Oh.
Well, I have been cleared by the Total Markout doctors.
We have doctors?
Wow.
I did especially.
Damn it, mascot.
So our mascot is now a doctor. Are we animated?
Where did he appear?
The Lone Walker 1.
Where's magical multiple powers?
He came from under the bed.
Lone Walker 1, MD. So here's a main event question for you guys. If you can have any current WWE diva and a TNA knockout appear in their own Playboy editions,
oh fuck!
regardless of whether they've already done so, which diva and knockout would they be?
You fucker.
Caitlyn.
Go on, Dan.
Caitlyn and...
Caitlyn and Mickey James.
Ooh. Caitlyn and Miss Tessmacher. Yeah. Yep. Yourself, dude. Is this going to get you in trouble?
Nah.
Good. Unless you, of course, you choose one she doesn't agree with.
Oksana.
and
Velvet Sky.
Velvet's not a TNA knockout anymore.
She's gone. She's back.
No, she's not. She's quit. She's left.
That's it. She's back.
No, legitimately, she's gone, dude.
Oh.
She's starting her own thing, Rated V. She's doing her own clothing line, and she's doing it independent now.
Fair enough.
Thought it was Jeopardy there for a moment.
What is Playboy editions? Well, knockouts that I can remember. You got ODB, Brooke Hogan, so 2 bolts there. Tara, Gail, Tess, and Mickey.
Yeah, that's it now. They're all on. Yeah, Mickey.
In addition,
oh God.
Which former diva and former knockout would you like to have their own edition and why?
I think I know your former TNA knockout then.
Velvet Sky, because I want to see the pigeons loose.
God.
I want to see how loose those pigeons are.
Wow, we've really got a little brother.
And Diva.
That's good for us.
Diva. Oh, Trish Stratus, because we didn't get to see it the first time. That was the hardest question we've had this week. And I do mean hard.
Lita.
Ooh.
And I'll say Gail Kim because I said we just.
Yeah, Lita. Let's find out what all the crap was. I didn't even mean to do that. I want to know what was so special about Lita that Edge decided that, and CM Punk's been there twice and Punk hasn't returned at anyone. He's have to.
Camus Michelle and Velvet Sky.
Camus again? No one knew?
Yeah.
See, that's why I didn't go for Maria.
Maybe Tori. Yeah, Tori. With one eye.
One eye.
One eye. One eye.
No E.
You're the one that has one eye.
Minus the Wilson last name. There you go.
Actually, technically, he has 2 eyes. Because his other one doesn't work.
Oh. Anyhow.
That's it.
So that's all the questions, in which case let us round up the entire show with, of course, the final segment of the show. Hashtag shameless plug.
What the fuck is that?
It's a turtle having a wank, apparently.
Is it not a man sucking off a giraffe?
Well, I don't know, I haven't played Resident Evil 6. Anyway.
Look at that logo and think, that looks like, that Resident Evil 6 logo, right? Looks like a boy sucking off a giraffe. Watch, I'll prove it.
Yeah. Wow. But anyway, follow us.
He told me, the boss told me that.
Follow us on, my immediate question was, how did that enter my mind?
He's not even kidding.
Anyway, Facebook.com/Total Markout. Find updates on all the Blip episodes there. Obviously, sometimes you can find random posts by us and some of our questions we asked. Follow us on Total Markout. Follow us on Tumblr at totalmarkout.tumblr.com. You'll find everything there. Episode archive. Find memes that we'll do, like challenges that we post. Meet the marks. You got some information about us there, and you can also ask us stuff for Fan Corner. It's very easy. You just go to the top of the page. You'll find Fan Corner there. Impossible to miss. And don't say challenge accepted, for the love of God. We have a store, cafepress.com/Total Markout, where you can purchase all your hashtag Total Markout merchandise. And of course, our artist, the guy that does the graphics for us, Reyes Cannon, can be found at cannonball.deviantart.com. That's CANNONBAWL.deviantart.com. Remember, all these links will be available in the description of the video. Twitter time! Follow Djismie at Erik Von Djismie. That is ERIKVANDGISMIE. Follow Dan here, if you so wish, at Geek King. That is G33K_KNG. That is G33K_KNG. And you can follow me, SteveJones313. That's STEVEGONES313. That is number 3, number 1, number 3. Our next episode is episode number 29, and that'll be on the weekend of October 20th, October 21st. We thank you very much for joining us, whether you joined us on YouTube or Blip TV.
Ooh.
See you next week on the greatest wrestling podcast in the world.
Hashtag
Total.